We are live. Night one NFL draft. We're about 15 minutes away, roughly. I'm sure, I think right now they're singing the national anthem or something. Then they're going to bring out all the draftees. I know it's going to take a bit here at the start. They honor everybody.
We got to start the draft at 8:00, but don't actually put the first team on the clock until 8:10.
Yeah, and now it's only 8 minutes in round one, so they're gonna go through it a little quicker here. This won't be probably as long as it could have been because they did move it from 10 minutes to 8 minutes, so it should go quicker. I'm Michael Leva, Josh Katzker, Aaron Katzker, the brothers from the exact same mother, same old Dolphin show. We'll be here all in night one. Now, look, if Miami trades pick 30 early, which I don't see how they could, then we'll sign off. But as long as we got 2 picks in round one, we're going to be here all in night one. I just have a hunch we're going to stand to pick 29, pick 30. They're going to trade out, and we're going to be like, we could have signed off hours ago. But that's what it is for having 2 draft picks in this draft. We're going to have guests joining us. Tom Ernest, he's going to join us. Marisa Marino, Seth Levitt, and some other possible surprises as well. We got prizes to give away tonight in the chat. If you got to be active in the chat. I don't have an exact way we're going to give these away. Maybe a trivia question, maybe something. I don't know. Be ready. We have a Zach Thomas autograph. We got a Chop Robinson autograph. We got a Jarvis Landry autograph. We got a Tyreek Hill autograph. And what's the one I'm forgetting? There's 5. And we got an Achane autograph. Probably give away a couple of those tonight, and then we'll give away a couple of those on Friday night for rounds 2 and 3. And if you want us to, here's the deal. Right now, there's already a few hundred people, 100 something people in this. We're going to get swamped here in about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. If you have a comment or a question, super chats. If you send us a super chat, I promise we'll read it on the air. If you're not sending super chats, I can't promise, except for the contest. That's going to be open for everybody. But if you got something you want to say to us, something you want us to talk about, or you just want to comment, if you like the pick, what you want to see him do with the pick, all that, send us a super chat, please. It's the best way to support our site, too. We don't make a lot of money. We're just poor white boys in upstate New York trying to get by.
Right.
Guys, how you doing?
Poor white boys.
Yeah, poor white boys.
Poor
how you
white
doing?
boys.
Are you excited? Aaron, you're excited. I know you're excited. Yeah, you're excited.
I'm pumped. I am absolutely pumped.
This is the most optimistic Aaron the Brain has been about the Miami Dolphins in the better part of 2 decades.
Now, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say that I'm optimistic. I'm just excited to see the direction that we're going so that when it doesn't work out, then at least I'm like, well, I could see what they were going for.
I always say this. You can't show up for the funeral if you're not there for the wedding. This is the wedding. This is the wedding. We're at the wedding right now. Optimism's high. It's not going to end bad. Nobody gets divorced. Nothing bad's going to happen. It's love. And if you're not there for the wedding, don't be there for the funeral. So we're here for the wedding tonight. This is year 1. Look, it's going to be a long engagement because this is more than a 1-year rebuild, but this is the wedding.
I'm excited about it. I'm just listen. If I'm going to be perfectly transparent here, I'm excited about the draft because it means draft season is over.
Well,
that's the thing I'm most excited about. Draft season is long and arduous, and all you hear for about a month and a half is everybody recycling the same handful of takes over and over again. And it is what it is. It's draft season. It's the only thing to talk about. But I'm excited to get through this part because from here, after this section is over, there's going to be a handful of additions here and there. But largely at that point, the team is what it's going to be. Yeah. And you can start to look at it from that perspective. And it's a lot less, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And it's a lot more about these are the guys on the team. And let's see how this is all going to shake out. I'm excited about that.
Me too. And there's something else, and let's just get it out of the way now. Here's another reason why we're excited. We don't have to put up with Chris Greer anymore.
That's right, baby.
And for me, it's not even that's part of it.
That's a big part of it
because you're not carrying the baggage of past failures. You've got a clean slate. So everybody wants to be optimistic. We Josh, like Josh said, we like the cut of John Eric Sullivan's jib.
That's right.
And we're rooting for him, and we believe that it's going to work. And so, now you're not going in with a negative attitude. But the biggest thing is not only are we not going in with a negative attitude, but 2 picks on day 1, 4 picks in day 2, the possibility of even
5 picks in day 2. We got 5 picks in day 2.
Oh, 5 picks in day 2, 4 picks.
Short changes. We need them all. We need them all.
We need all 11. We might need 12 or 13.
That's right. We need them all. Here's it's crazy. It's going to be wild. Again, we don't know, as I keep saying. It's like, people say, don't fall in love with these guys. We don't know. You're right. We don't know yet. But here's what it can't get worse. Like, it literally can't. I mean, I've gone over our past 3 GMs, Ireland, Hickey, Greer, were so bad at the draft. Yeah, they had a couple hits. Everyone has. Even if you're not trying, you're going to hit on one. But we're so bad. And if you're into astrology, stars, and all that stuff, today, April 23rd, is a 6-year anniversary of when the Miami Dolphins drafted Tua Tagovailoa, Austin Jackson, and Noah Igbenogany. This is the 6-year anniversary. So we need to exercise some demons tonight. And we got to get this one right with the 2 picks we got. And I don't want to have to talk about the 7-year anniversary, the 8-year anniversary. I want to just forget about it because this night is going to sort of reset this day in Dolphins history, hopefully. So it's not the day that we always think of when, it's going to be the day we drafted this guy and he's really good.
I am very excited.
I didn't think we were going to have astrology talk here, but since you brought it up,
it's not even 8 yet, so we got time.
This is the year of the fire horse, and it is the renewal of the Chinese zodiac, which goes in like a cycle of, I think, 10 years or 12 years or whatever. And this is largely seen as a year of rebirth and renewal, destruction and rebirth.
This is it.
So the Dolphins rebuild is right in line with the stars. So I'm a big fan.
Quick question for you, Aaron. Hold on. Real quick question for Aaron. Josh, you know this. Where you live, or not too far from where you live, are there any fields with some cows?
There used to be when
we
lived.
The next time you see one, just the next time you see one, stop your car, take out your cell phone, play some jazz music. That's all I'm going to say.
That's right. And if you want more context for that, check out the latest episode.
Check out the last Patreon show. That's all I'm going to say.
And Mike and I did earlier this week for Dolphins Talk Extra. Check that out. Patreon.com/Dolphins Talk. Get in on the action. We got a lot of fun stuff going on there. That's
all I'm going to say. You have to watch this later and find out.
Bonus cast, including with this cow nonsense.
Something happens when you see cows.
Nonsense. It's actually unbelievable. But can I give a shout out to some of our international viewers that we got?
Yes, by all means.
So we got somebody here from Scotland. We've got someone here from the great nation of Chicago. We've got somebody here from Massachusetts, Fort Myers. Robert Ashton is in the house from the UK. Chad is here from Wisconsin. Dave is here from London. Got his coffee. He's ready to go. Oh, let's go. Wichita, Kansas is in the house with Phil Montgomery. Patrick Costello is in Florida in Cape Coral. We got upstate New York with Jeff Harris. Craig is in Connecticut. We got, Jersey Shore is in the house. Texarkana, Texas is in the house tonight. We got it going on here. Let's go. Somebody's drinking. Oh, that's you drinking from Côte d'Ivoire. I was like, we got Ivory Coast people in here? We do.
You got someone from London?
That's not in the Ivory Coast. That's in France.
No. Listen. Well, I'm excited to have everybody here.
Brazil. We got Brazil.
Mexico City is in the house. Naples is in the house. South Kakalaki is in the house tonight. Asheville, North Carolina. We got folks from all over. Joe here from London. Look at this. Brazil is in the house. New Smyrna Beach. How about Rick Rye is right now the winner from furthest away, down under Sydney, Australia.
What time is it there? Tomorrow.
I believe that's a good morning. I believe this draft is happening on Friday, 24th of April in Australia. Cuba, Missouri.
Yeah, it's wild. This is always one, here's the deal. We do a lot of these shows all year and all that good stuff. But this is one of the most fun nights of the year. Hold on, I got to send Tom a code trying to sign in, I think. This is, because, again, I know we all got our favorites, who you want them to pick, this, that, or the other. But again, it's like, can't get that worked up over this stuff. And we'll see. I mean, have fun. This is all about fun tonight, guys. We're going to have fun. Yes, if they pick someone that we're not big fans of, this, that, or the other, we'll poop on the pick, I'm sure. But we're not going to poop on it too hard because we don't know. We've been, people celebrated Tua. Everyone was wrong. People celebrated Jordan when we trade up number 3. We were wrong. And then some guys like, why you pick them? They turned out to be great. Like, none of us know. I saw today there was a clip of memes of like old clips of fans flipping out. There's a guy from the Chiefs who was like throwing his hat when they took Mahomes. One guy for the Bills says, I'm done with the Bills when they took Josh Allen. Like, fans, it's fun. I get it, but we're not going to. We take this fun and we give it away prizes. We're going to laugh a lot. We're not going to be overly serious. I mean, prizes. Yes, talk about the players. Yeah. We're giving away prizes tonight.
Yeah. The truth is, and look, Josh and I host the same old Dolphin show, and we're, consistently criticized for being too pessimistic and everything. The truth is that it's going to be very difficult for the Dolphins to do something, whether it's today or tomorrow, that is going to lead us to say that they definitively screwed it up. Like, we're not going to know if they got it right, if they got it wrong. The exciting thing is we're going to know the direction of the franchise. Yeah, we could have an opinion. I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, I would have done this. And that's all well and good. But this is not going to be a situation where we just completely overreact unless they do something egregious. Like last year on day 2, when they traded up for Jonas Savaianea.
Yeah, we got ripped for that.
Even though we liked
the
Jonas Savaianea as a player, we all pretty much were in agreement. Yeah, I wouldn't have traded what we traded to get him.
Yeah.
So I think it's very safe to say. Oh, it looks like we got a special guest.
Yeah. Oh, we got someone. Tom, if you hit someone, I am not liable. If you drive and you hit someone, I'm not liable tonight.
We got the road dog, Tom Hennessy.
What's up, boys?
What's up, Tom?
How we doing?
How are the roads in Rochester, the greater Rochester region?
Completely empty on the road I'm on, so I'm more than safe.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. I hope you haven't had any THC root beers. I'm gonna have one for you.
Not yet. Listen. The night is young, and I got a long show tonight.
My man.
I got to make sure I stay alert and awake.
I will say this: the greatest post-draft podcast I've ever done was the year Tom was not in his house that he's in now because it was being built, and he had to leave his home because he already sold it. So there's a little time gap in between where he was living someplace else, with the wife, with the kid, and I forget what year, maybe 2020 or 2021. I don't know what year it was. And
it was 2021.
2021. We had no running backs. We didn't take any in 2020. 2021, we're passing on them left and right again. And Tom had to go in his garage, sit in his car to record the post-game podcast. And he was so mad, but he couldn't raise his voice because if he raised his voice, he was going to wake the baby and his wife. So he's in the car going, I can't believe we passed on. And I am dying laughing because I know what he's doing and nobody listening knew. But I am dying. He is so mad and so angry. We passed on running backs for the second year in a row, and he's in his car trying to vent, but he can't explode like he wanted to. And I was absolutely dying. It was one of the greatest moments in the history of the site. And do a couple super chats. Hold on, real quick, some super chats because I don't want to get way behind on these. First off,
let's go.
From Pico Petty says, F the Jets. Correct, F the Jets.
That is correct.
Always
correct.
And then from our friend the Jet, thank you for the $5. It's going to be a great night. Been manifesting this since last season ended, but selfishly, I needed a hurricane to end up with the Fins. We'll see. There's a chance. I mean, there's a chance.
I predict there will be at least one hurricane of the two big ones that you're thinking of at 11. At least one of them will be available when the Dolphins are on the clock.
So not Mesidor and not CJ Daniels and not Keontae Scott.
Hey, Josh, your lips to God's ears.
That's right.
I would love one of those teams at 11.
The 11th pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select quarterback Carson Beck out of the University of Miami.
Now, we did have some news here about like a maybe like a half hour ago, maybe an hour ago, from Ian Rappaport saying he's hearing right now Ruben Bain's the hottest guy here in round one, saying that, Reese and Bailey are both expected to be gone by pick 4, meaning Ruben Bain's the next guy at edge rusher. And he thinks he won't fall past 12, but he thinks there's going to be a team that's going to in that 6 to 10 range there now who will take him, or someone's going to try and trade up in that 6 to 10 range, 6 to 10 range to grab Bain. He goes, Bain could fall to 12, but it's unlikely. And here's the best line. He goes, it's going to be a short night for Ruben Bain. And I go, okay, he's going 6 to 10. He knows something.
I think the story, like Ruben Bain is a story. I think the story is there's going to be some trades.
There's going to be a lot of trades.
I think that this class, because it is so thin at the top, perception-wise, obviously we don't know, but the perception is that it is so thin at the top, and then there's a lot of guys graded similarly, that I think if one of the blue chip guys, especially since there are blue chip guys that are perceived to be blue chip guys that don't play the premier valued positions, you got linebackers, you got a safety, you got a running back, that I think if one of those guys or two of those guys starts to fall, and then you got the question marks with Bain and Maui Noah for varying reasons, I think there's going to be teams that want to trade back. And conversely, I think there are going to be teams that feel like they're close and a piece or two away that are willing to make the big trade up. And I think that's going to end up being the
Rams
story.
and Cowboys I keep an eye on for sure.
I'd keep an eye on the Chiefs as well.
Chiefs as well with all those picks they got. Yeah. I agree.
I feel like this is as good a time as any to mention that we're going to be sharing the news as it comes into us. We're going to do our best to vet it as it comes in before we share it on the air. But understanding that the 4 of us, and there at some point tonight, there's going to be 5, 6, 7 of us on here at any one time. All of our TVs are not going to be synced up together. So as the news comes in, we may get the news ahead of time that this is what the pick is going to be. We're going to share that with you. So if you've got your TV on and you're trying to watch the draft unspoiled, maybe turn your TV off and stay tuned in, stay locked in here with us.
Because it's impossible
to be a lot more entertaining than friggin' Roger Goodell and these two goofballs with the terrible towels on stage right now.
It's going to be impossible to keep everyone happy. They're watching something, whether you're on Fios or a stream or cable or a satellite dish where you're either 1 minute behind or 20 seconds behind or 10 seconds ahead. We can't keep everyone happy. So once someone here on the screen vets a pick and we know the pick, they might not say it yet on TV. We're going to say it here, though. So everyone's been warned, and I'm sure we're going to have to say this a few times because people are going to keep joining. There's just no other way to make this work, honestly. We've tried in the past. It just does not work.
Don't tip the first pick, everybody. Come on. Let's leave the drama. Don't tip it. Let's leave the drama and let minds think. But when
the Raiders
for me,
and draft somebody else.
Yeah, right. They're going to take Carson back.
Worst case scenario for the Dolphins.
For me tonight, I'm sure you guys have talked about it, but before I sign out, the big thing for me is it's a new regime, and they're going to take a player that we may love. They may take a player that some of us may not even want to have on the Miami Dolphins. But in the end, it's not Chris Greer making the picks. It's John Eric Sullivan. It is a new time to be a Miami Dolphins fan. It is a new regime, a new mindset on how this goes. If they take an offensive tackle at 11, great. If they take an edge rusher at 11, great. If they take a wide receiver at 11, great. I don't care. Get me playmakers. It should be best player available all night long, all weekend long, because it is a brand new time. Oh my God, Marisa is here.
Okay.
I am sorry, but I have never been on with any of you besides Mike. So, hey, guys.
Hey,
What's
Marisa.
up?
Classing the place up.
How's it going?
Classing the place up. It's no longer a sausage party.
That's right. Listen,
Not really.
she's classing the place up, and I'm going to be heading out here in a minute. So you guys are in great hands with Marisa.
Be ready for tonight for that podcast.
I'm ready. I got the coffee.
Drunk?
Listen, it's coffee tonight. It's not going to be beer. It's coffee tonight. We got a busy weekend. I'm going to be ready.
All right, Tommy. Have a good one.
All right. See you guys.
All right, so we got
See you,
Marisa
Tom.
with us.
Hey,
Marisa
guys.
in her beautiful new home. That is
I
very
know.
pretty. She sent me so many pictures of this home. It is gorgeous. I might move to Mississippi. I'm not going to lie. It is a gorgeous home. And I will say, Marisa, you have a lot of fans. I get asked about you more than anyone. Now, we know some of them might be creepy guys, but I get asked about you more than anyone. I think people are going to be very happy to see you here tonight for a few minutes.
Yes, and
Well,
I
however
totally
long you want to stay.
I left all my podcasting equipment at my office because that's where I have to do all of my interviews. And so I'm coming to you from my regular computer with no real mic. So hopefully I don't sound like trash.
No, you're fine.
So what's up, guys? Are we getting excited?
I'm
Super
very
pumped.
fired up, Marisa. We talked about this a little bit earlier. It is the dawning of a new era for the Miami Dolphins. I think among many reasons that we're excited, the biggest, of course, being that Chris Greer is not involved tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So we're very excited about that. I think, I kind of joked about it earlier. Like the biggest thing I was excited about is that the draft actually marks the end of draft season. But I think what I'm actually really excited about is that this is really going to be the first concrete evidence of what the plan is for this rebuild. We've gotten little bits and pieces, like obviously signing Malik Willis and a couple of, these other guys, these like sort of fringy signings that they've brought in, like the Terrace Marshalls of the world in these last few weeks. But this is where we're really going to see the actual execution of the plan. And that's what's exciting, because we can finally actually get a sense of what is the real trajectory. Because right now it's all essentially fan fiction, right? Everybody's got an idea of what they would like to see. Everybody has like the roadmap that they would set out for themselves. But now we're going to see actually what the path is. And for me as a fan, that's really exciting.
Well, I mean, this is the best time of year. We have, not that I think we're going to do anything amazing next year, but like we have hope going into the draft, which is exciting. We haven't been let down yet by our team. I was just talking to my dad, like it is so nice to not have frickin' frack at the draft. There's no McDaniel. There's no Greer. There's no crap with Hill that's going on in the background. Like, it kind of feels like it's just like taking sage and like cleaning your house, like good energy. Like it feels good. So whether we go 5-12 or whatever we do, like I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, vibes are high. So I'm cracking my THC root beer and we're getting this thing started. Let's go.
And I will say this, Marisa, you're going to fit in great with the lines like frickin' frack. These guys are going to eat that stuff up. Right now. That is such a Josh and Aaron line, frickin' frack.
Yeah, so normally, like, I come on and I'm like, I'm going to do my makeup. I'm going to do all this stuff. But, like, literally, I just got irrigation installed in my house today. And I had to go grocery shopping. And I'm like, I got to get on and party with the boys. So
let's go.
You're getting me how you're getting me. And that's going to have to be good enough tonight.
Marisa is
for
raw
me. I
dogging the
didn't
live
do my
stream. Let's
makeup
go.
either.
Okay, Aaron. Thank you. Yeah, you wanted to go all natural. I like it.
It's the only way to do it.
It's
where are you guys at in
pretty?
the show?
Come on. You don't need any.
Have you guys talked about who you think is going to be the first who the Dolphins are going to pick?
Not really, but I think we got it down to either Francis Maui-Noah, Ruben Bain, Spencer Fano, or Mansour Delane are probably the most likely options. Outside chance for Caleb Downs, I think. I think it's going to be one of those 5, and if it's not, I'm wrong. Who cares? But I think it's going to be one of those 5. If I had to put down a buck and bet, which one of those 5, I don't know.
You would only put down a buck, Mike?
Well, no, I bet more than a buck. But for this is the draft. Anything can happen.
Predictively, I think Mike is right with the names, but I'm going to throw another name in. To me, Vega Ioane is the best offensive lineman in this draft. He is a guard. The Dolphins need a guard. they know that he's going to be a guard. There was question marks about whether Maui Noah is going to be a tackle or a guard. Is Fano going to be a tackle, a guard? Is he going to be a center? There's no projection with Ioane. He's going to be a guard, and he's going to be very good. And so to me, he's got the highest floor of any of these offensive linemen. If he's there at 11, look, if Downs or Delane are there, to me, those guys are a cut above. But if we're looking at the offensive linemen, and frankly, even if we're looking at Ruben Bain, I think there's enough question marks about those other guys that to me, Ioane would be the pick. Predictively, I don't think that's going to be the pick because these guys have a track record, or Sullivan has a track record in Green Bay where they like to have that positional flexibility. They like to have guys that can play tackle and can play guard. Ioane's not going to play tackle. There is a chance that Fano or Maui Noah can eventually be tackles in this league. Because of that, I think they probably do rank them higher. But if it was me and we get to that pick and you're looking at the 3 offensive linemen or 1 or 2 of the offensive linemen, you're looking at a tackle, like quote unquote tackle, and you're looking at Ioane, to me, Ioane would be the pick because I don't care where the Dolphins are at in their build. I want players that I know are going to be good football players. And the guy that I feel the most sure about as far as the offensive linemen is Vega Ioane.
I like it.
We have a pick in. Mendoza, number 1 for anyone who was just, a little bit wondering what's going on there. Fernando Mendoza.
Do you guys find it kind of like not as exciting when the players aren't there? Like you knew you're going to be the number 1 pick and they're not there to like go up. And I kind of miss those days.
I mean, if you don't know, like some guys have sat there all through night 1 and not get picked. Like he knows he's going 1. I would have been there. If you know you're going to go, like Bain or go. But if you're not sure, I can see why you don't want to go. Because
but like he knew he was going to go. Like go up there and,
But I mean, in his defense, like who wants to go to Pittsburgh? Like
he didn't want to leave Miami. He's like, all right.
Both are
in Miami in April. I don't want to be. I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Pittsburgh in April. I'm staying in South Florida.
Oh my goodness. And Aaron,
hold on, real quick. We got breaking news. Diana Rossini has just erased her Twitter account tonight.
It's happening
moments ago. She's off Twitter now. She probably can't take because we know why. I'm just saying.
His mom has a medical deal. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was all I had. You can go.
I forgot that Mendoza's mom is, I think she's like got a medical, she's wheelchair.
Yeah, she does. Here it is. We got super chat from Phil Montgomery. We love Phil. I think he wanted to be his mom with MS. Okay.
Well, I'm an asshole.
I didn't even know that.
Good for him. What a good guy.
That's okay for him.
But also the Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah, also the Pittsburgh thing. But there are some other guys who don't have a mom with MS who aren't there that should be there. We're just pointing that out too. Yeah.
So Aaron, I like what you had to say about the picks. So Mike knows this about me. I've tuned into the draft stuff, but I'm not as plugged in as you guys are. That's just like not my bag. And for me, you said I just want a name I can easily pronounce when we do shows.
That helps too.
So some of the names you said, I'm like Ruben Bain, that like I can say that very easily. Like we need some easy names on this team because it's not been easy for me.
It's fair. I'm a lot more sure on Vega Ioane's ability as a guard than I am in pronouncing his name. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. By the way, everybody talking about MS. So my uncle has MS, so I totally get it. No hate on that. I truly did not know that, and I respect his decision to be there with his mom. That's very sweet.
Absolutely.
Jets have made a pick. I don't know what it is yet. I haven't seen it on social media.
I've got
not on TV.
I've got a scoop for you.
Jets are in.
Got to be Reese or Bailey.
I'm looking
right?
to see if I've got. It is David Bailey.
There it
Okay.
is.
I know Aaron.
According to
I love
Matt
it. I love
Lombardo, I'm following closely with my buddy Matt, and he's locked in, and it's David Bailey.
Yeah,
trust him.
I like him a lot. Aaron, I know you're not as big a fan, but I do think he's very good.
I think he's a good player. Like, I think he
Yeah,
deserves to be in the first round. It's just, I think he went, like, to me, and specifically for the Dolphins, like, to me, he's a guy that wins very much with speed, not a lot of power. Like, he does have some power. He's not like completely one-dimensional. But when I watch the tape, to me, he's a guy that will overwhelm slower of foot, less agile tackles, but he's not going to overpower the really good tackles in the league. He's not going to get around those guys, and I think he can be a little bit of a liability in run defense. So I'm happy to see Bailey go off the board, because he's not a player that, even if he was to have fallen to 11, I would not have advocated for the Dolphins to pick him. So the more guys that I would not want the Dolphins to pick at 11 that go before 11, that's a win.
Yeah, and I think now the draft really begins, because here's the deal. Will Arizona take Reese? I think they could. Or now this is going to get good. Will the Cowboys move up? Will Kansas City move up? Who's going to move up to maybe take Arvell Reese, who they didn't expect to be there? Because I think most people thought he'd be gone at 2. But there has been some chatter, some rumor, some innuendo the past couple of weeks that this could happen with Bailey, that he was getting a lot of buzz, as they say, and it clearly was 100% true, because he goes number 2. And I'm telling you, here's the deal with Texas Tech. Texas Tech's got a lot of great players on defense that will go tonight and tomorrow night. Lee Hunter, the nose tackle, Rodriguez, the linebacker. There's a lot of guys on that defense so I can get picked. I bet them a lot this year because I watch a lot of college football. They're all fantastic. Texas Tech was so good on defense this year, and it's not just because of one guy. They were all good together. So I think these guys, if we take anyone from Texas Tech on defense, I'm going to be a happy boy.
I love Rodriguez.
I love Rodriguez. I love Lee Hunter too.
I don't know that I would, advocate for the Dolphins going linebacker at the spot that they'd have to get Rodriguez.
Unless we trade Jordan Brooks tomorrow night. That's the only way, I say. Yeah,
but if they took him, I wouldn't hate it. I think that Arizona would have been in a perfect spot to trade this pick if Arvell Reese was the pick for the Jets. Now that he's there at 3, I think it's a sprint. I think it's a sprint up to the podium moment for the Jets, or for the Cardinals.
Arizona, and this is also a wild card spot here for Jeremiah Love as well. They could take Love. Now we're in that Love range, 3, 4, 5 range, because everyone loves Love, right, Marisa?
I actually love Love.
There you go.
And do you guys? So, quick question: do you guys think there's any chance at all, that we don't pick an 11 and we get more picks?
Yeah, I think there's a chance.
I think it depends how the board falls. I think if any of those names that we talked about up top are available when the Dolphins are on the clock at 11, I think they make a pick.
Right.
But then again, if somebody comes in with a Godfather type offer, and is offering something along the lines of what is available next year, like a first round pick next year, maybe that's something that they take them up on.
I think there are very few really top-notch, elite, blue chip, whatever you want to call them, prospects in this draft. And because of it, I think that there is a chance, even if Caleb Downs is there, because if Caleb Downs is there, well, then you got the question about, positional value. If it's Jeremiah Love that's there, positional value and need. If it's Maui Noah, you've got this issue with the back and you got this issue with the arm length. If it's Bain, you've got the issue with the arm length. If it's, Fano, you've got an issue. Is he going to be a tackle? Is he going to be an interior offensive lineman? Because of that, I think they're going to listen to offers regardless. And it's just a matter of, do they like the player or do they like the offer better? I think there's absolutely a chance that they move down from 11, but it's also, you see what the board is. How far are you willing to go down? Who are the players that you have in that exact tier? And if you're going to go down 10 spots into the 20s, you got to be getting like a first round pick for next year.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm anxiously awaiting what the Cardinals are doing. I wonder if they're still working the phones here. The fact that
I'm sure they're going to take
clock means that they're going to make a pick, but
they
may
I think they're going to take all 8
working the
minutes.
phones.
Yeah, they're going to take all 8 minutes, as they should. It's a hot pick.
Yeah, and Matt has not come through with an update on this yet, so we'll see where they end up.
Did any of you watch Draft Day leading up into today?
The Kevin Costner movie?
Yes, the totally ridiculous movie. That's absolutely amazing.
That's why I don't watch it. It's just so unrealistic. I can't.
But it's so fantastic.
There are parts of it that are good. Fun fact.
Oh, how about this?
Movie,
I've got the pick. I've got the pick, and it's a surprise. It's a surprise.
Let's play. Let's play. Let's play the gimmick. Hold on.
With the number 3 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select running back Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame.
There it is.
So now, who's 4? We got 4 is Tennessee. And Tennessee wanted Love. Tennessee ain't getting no loving tonight. So they're looking at Reese. I could see Tennessee go Bain because look, Cam Ward loves Bain. They're like best friends. Not that Cam Ward's making the pick, but sometimes like to keep your starting quarterback happy. I think it's Reese or Bain here.
I think it's Reese or Styles. I look at
Styles
Robert
in the mix
Saleh.
too. Yeah, he's in the mix.
I think Robert Saleh there, and you look at I think he's going to go a defensive player here now that Love is off the board for sure. And I think you look at the linebackers that he had in San Francisco, specifically Fred Warner. Look at how dominant that defense was with him as the centerpiece, the chess piece at linebacker. So I know off-ball linebacker is not seen as a prime position, but many people have Sonny Styles as their number 1 player on the draft board. I could definitely see him going that way, and I could also see him going Reese, and Reese could be an off-ball linebacker and could be an edge. So I think you could make a case for either of them. I'd be a little surprised if it was Bain. I wouldn't be shocked.
I would be too. But
I'd be a little surprised.
He's in the mix, I think, here.
How did you guys know that it was him? I'm just now seeing him announce.
There's guys on Twitter who have the picks 1 minute before.
Oh, I'm like, am I just behind, or you guys just you got the intel, you got the scoop.
I got my buddy Matt Lombardo, who is a NFL insider, and he used to work for NJ.com, and he was a Beats and Eagles guy, a Giant and Eagle beat reporter. He has now got his own Substack that I subscribe to, and he's got a live chat this evening where he's tipping picks because he's got direct sources in all 32
so if people want to know who the Dolphins pick before anybody else knows that they need to be watching Dolphins Talk is what you're saying.
And also on Twitter, someone you interviewed last year has the picks early, which is Ari Mirov.
Yes.
He's got them too on Twitter. So for those who want spoilers, they're out there. The league tells reporters not to do this, but guys like that aren't that close to the league. They're not Schefter, Rappaport, who are tied in every day. So they're like, screw it, I don't care. You can't hurt me, and they share it early, and I like that. There used to be more who shared it, but not anymore because the league kind of clamped down on people because the league's no fun.
That's why they're the NFL.
For Life is still a big Dolphins fan. Hey, Cap.
Cap for Life's always with us.
Oh, there
he's here.
Cap,
Cap's one of the good ones. He's with us all the time. We like Cap. He's been a loyal Dolphins Talk watcher for many, many, many years. And we do thank everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you again for joining us tonight. I know we're getting more people coming as we get closer to 11. Just a reminder, again, we are going to tip picks once we get them. There's just no way not to these days. That's number 1. Number 2, if you have a question or comment or something you want read on the air, Super Chat's the best way. I'll probably give away the first prize after pick 11. It's just going to be too crazy before. So I'll probably give away 2 prizes tonight, 3 tomorrow, but the first one will come after pick 11 at some point once things kind of calm down. So, because I know we got people tuning in, and I'll tell you what the first one's going to be. I got it right here. The first thing we're giving away is this Chop Robinson autograph tonight. We're giving this away. Now, here's the deal. You got to be in the chat. We could just pick someone randomly. We might do a trivia question. Here's the deal. After we pick a winner, you got to email me, and I will put up my email here, because if you don't email me, I can't send it to you. Need your address. So we'll probably do that after pick 11 at some point, and then we'll do one sometime before 30. So waiting on pick 4 here. See what Tennessee is.
Rappaport confirms that Tennessee is not trading the pick, so they are going to stick with that 4th pick and make a selection here.
Good. So probably Reese or Styles, maybe, like you said, probably one of them two. One of the Ohio State kids. A lot of Ohio State, a lot of Miami tonight, top of the draft. A lot of Ohio State, a lot of Miami.
We get 4 Ohio State guys in the top 10.
4, possible. I think 4 in the top 12 is 100%. I think 4 in top 10 is actually quite possible, actually.
Downs goes.
It depends on where Downs goes, I think. So, yeah, because I think Tate's a lock, Styles is a lock. And I think here's the deal. Reese and Sonny Styles are probably the next 2 picks if I had to put a buck on it. They're probably both the next 2 picks.
Mike, I want to know how much more than a buck you would put on these things. How much more than a buck would you put on these things? Like, that allows me to know how serious you are about what
I will let you know. I would put $5 on the next 2 picks, being Sonny Styles and Reese, in some order. I don't know which order.
Okay.
I would put $5 on that.
$5. Okay. All right.
Let's see. I'm waiting to hear. I
have
not yet heard. The pick is in.
Oh, we got a little bit of a surprise.
Uh-oh.
Play the gimmick. Ohio State, not the name you mentioned. I would have lost $5 from Carnell Tate.
Oh.
Okay.
Cam Ward some help. And now, if you're Cleveland, who was probably dying to get a hometown kid because they need a wide receiver, they might pivot to offensive tackle. And if you're the Giants, you get your pick of Reese or Sonny Styles for Harbaugh, unless they wanted Tate, which I guess is possible. Could the Giants go Jordan Tyson? That's the question.
They could also go Caleb Downs. I think they could go a lot of. I don't think the Giants will take Reese, because I don't think if you're going to play Reese at off-ball linebacker,
I think they want Sonny Styles.
Yeah, I think if you're going to play Reese at edge, they don't really need an edge. They've gone edge almost exclusively in the first round, like the last few years. And if they're going to play Reese at linebacker, well, I think you take the best linebacker on the board, and that's Sonny Styles.
I agree. Now, I don't think anyone thought. So if they do that, which I tend to think they might, means Reese is going to be there at 6. And I don't think anyone thought Reese would be there at 6. They said 2, maybe 3. I think, and look, everyone's just taking their best guess with this stuff. No one's perfect. But the more he falls, the more someone's going to be enticed to trade up for him. Now, who that someone is, I don't know. Yes. But, once you get to 6, I think Cleveland's going to be really open for business if he's there and be like, send me what you got. So this gets more interesting with each pick, because I don't think people saw Love 3 or Tate 4. Wow. A little bit of a big surprise, because they're both expected to go. Yeah.
If Reese falls to 7, for sure Washington's trading out. Oh. I would think. Yeah. With the limited draft capital they have and the amount of needs that team has. With a player like Reese falling, if he falls to 7, but like if he falls to 7, that's a prime spot, I would think.
And if I'm then, I'm calling up the Cowboys and I'm saying, we'll trade you the pick if you want your pass rusher, but we're going to put a tax because you're in the NFC East and you're going to pay a little bit more than anyone else.
We'll say, hey, the Chiefs are willing to give us a first round pick. What are you willing to give us?
Chiefs are willing to give us 9 and 29. You got 12-20. So I'll take 12-20 in your 4th too. How about that? Just because I can, you pancake eating bleepity bleep. There's your movie, Marisa.
Yeah, I'm totally. I'm just here to provide some comedic relief and listen, because y'all will see more of me in the off season when I have interviews to do. That's my bag. I'm just here to hang out tonight.
That's all we're all doing, really.
Don't expect much from me, Chad. I'm sorry.
You're fine. It was funny too, because you did a couple interviews a few weeks ago talking about the draft with some people we had on, and sometimes I work with her on the questions. Some guy asked about this guy, and I go, you better YouTube some of these names because I can't even say them. And I don't know how I'm going to explain to you how to say them correctly. So Marisa's YouTubing names.
I totally was, and I nailed them.
Although you did teach me how to say Francis Mawinoa correctly. Now I got it down. Francis Mawinoa. Now I kind of hope we take him because yes, it's a hard name, but it's so ingrained in my head now I can't screw it up.
Well, I hope while we're waiting for this next pick, I hope everybody is excited because we have a lot of interviews coming up.
Yes.
There's a lot. I have a lot of players we've got ready to go. We've got a lot of insiders ready to go. And so we are going to make sure that you guys have a lot of good interviews this off season to get you into opening day of NFL football. So
yeah, because look,
we won't let you down. I promise.
After the draft, things get kind of slow. That's where we go to work.
I've got the Giants pick.
We got the pick. Hold on. Let's play the gimmick because why not? Hit him with it, Josh.
With the 6th pick in the draft, the New York Giants are selecting
fifth
pick. Excuse me. They're taking Arvell Reese is what I meant. Was what I wanted to say.
Oh wow.
So there you go. So now here's Cleveland.
It's all happening.
Here's Cleveland, where they got all the offensive tackles at their disposal, and they got Jordan Tyson at their disposal, and they probably wanted Tate, but okay, they got Tyson and 3 offensive tackles. I'm guessing the first offensive tackle's coming off the board. I got a feeling they're going to break my heart and take the guy I want in Spencer Fano, which I know many Dolphins fans do not want Fano. I am all in on Fano. But this is going to be interesting here with what Cleveland does. Or the Brownies, because I heard their big local radio guy was on Sirius XM yesterday, actually, and I was listening. He told me 3 things about the Browns that were great. And this guy is he is such a kid that Tony Rizzo, who's he's very plugged in with them, but he's also very over the top with how he talks. It was so entertaining. He goes, they hate all their quarterbacks. He goes, they don't care about any of their quarterbacks. He goes, they ain't taking one this year, but they're tired of Watson and all his crap. They don't care about Sanders. They don't even know why they took him, which was the best line. They don't even know why they drafted him. They're just tired of Sanders. They don't care. And they got the other kid that they took around 3. Okay, go for it.
The Chiefs have traded up to pick number 6.
Okay, this is either Bain or an offensive tackle. Probably an offensive tackle.
Could they have interest in Styles or possibly Mansour Delane?
They could. He would be a shocker. Did they trade up for Jordan Tyson?
I don't think the Chiefs should be allowed to trade up for anything, to be quite honest with you. Just saying.
You're a Swiftie though, right?
I do, and I'm not a Swiftie. No, okay. I'm not. But I do like Taylor Swift. But I don't think they should be able to trade up. I feel like they've got enough, and they just need to just keep where they're at. But that's not the rules of the game.
Okay. So. Here's a rumor too that's just coming out with the Giants taking Arvell Reese. Don't be shocked if they look to trade Kayvon Thibodeau real soon.
Yes, because Thibodeau drafted very top 5 just a few years ago. They drafted the guy out of Penn State as an edge last year. So now they're drafting a 3rd edge. I mean, they could play Arvell Reese at off-ball linebacker, but I would assume that they're going to be shopping Kayvon.
Yeah, because they got a lot of edge rushers now. Yeah, so I mean, I liked him coming out of college, Thibodeau, but there's been a lot of rumors that he was falling asleep on the sofas in the hallway at the team facility, that he doesn't work hard. So, folks, before you even ask, Miami's not trading for him. With all the reports on him and his quote-unquote attitude and, let's just say, lack of professionalism, no way Sullivan's bringing that to Miami. Those days are over.
Thank goodness. This is what happens when you have adults in the room.
Yep.
Very important.
Yeah, at least it's going to be it's going to be interesting here with the Chiefs. I think, I mean, they need secondary offensive line wide receiver. That has to be one of the picks. It could be Sonny Styles. And again, I've been wrong most of the night, so who knows? But I would say one of those 3. I don't think it's Mansour Delane because they probably didn't have to trade up this high to get him. So I'm thinking it's not that. I'm thinking Tyson because they probably thought Cleveland was going to take him, and Cleveland maybe wasn't, and maybe, conned them. Oh, yeah. So it's either Tyson or One of the offensive linemen that they really want. I don't know.
Here's the compensation. The Chiefs are trading the 9th, they're trading pick 9, 74, and 141 to the Chiefs for 6.
To the
To
Browns.
Cleveland. Yeah. To
Yeah,
Cleveland.
that's what the Chiefs are trading to
great for
Cleveland. 9.
Just to move down 3 spots. That's a great trade for Cleveland.
Yeah, excellent trade.
I think it's a pretty good trade for the Browns as well. Or
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the Chiefs. Or okay. So the Chiefs gave up 9 and 29 because they.
No.
Oh, I got the pick. The Kansas City Chiefs traded all that.
Oh my God, for Mansour Delane. Sorry.
Once again, I was wrong. Mansour Delane.
I've
been wrong all night.
There it is.
Mansour Delane.
Holy.
They must have felt he
moly.
wasn't getting the 9. They must have had intel that he wasn't getting the 9. And we do have a super chat from our friend Intense Farmer. So we can share. Intense Farmer, thank you. What's up, party people? I just checked under my bed. Greer was gone, so I'm a little worried. Hope John Eric Sullivan is somewhere safe. Chris Greer's on the loose. Yes.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. But yeah, so Mansour Lane, who a lot of people thought could go to Miami at 11, gone. Pushes the top corner up off the board.
That's a really cool name, by the way.
Mansour Delane's a cool name. I actually saw him play in person because when he was at Virginia Tech, they played at Syracuse a couple years ago. They must have thought either Washington or the Saints were going to take him, I'm guessing.
To me, Delane is a great pick. I had him ranked as like a top 5 player in this draft process, and he plays the premium position. And I think the question marks about Jermod McCoy with his knee injury, he's coming off of an ACL, then he's got this question marks about the other knee. Like, there's no doubt who the number 1 corner is. He checks all the boxes as a corner.
Yeah.
Kansas City just traded Trent McDuffie. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. As I have my first starburst of the evening.
So I'll say that. So the Delane pick actually marks the first realistic Dolphins target that is off the board, right? I think we can all agree with that. Like, I don't think there was a thought that any of the first 5 guys taken were guys that we expected to potentially be available for the Dolphins. Delane getting drafted at 6 to Kansas City is the first like domino to fall that actually may change some of the calculus for the Dolphins.
So that trade, they gave up 9, they moved to 6, and then they also gave up 29 and a 3rd round pick and another pick.
I think they gave up 29.
They gave up 9, 74, and 148.
Okay. I don't think that's a bad trade for the Chiefs.
No.
That's, I think, a fair trade for both teams, honestly. It's a good trade for both teams.
To me, the Chiefs getting to move up 3 spots, get the top corner on the draft on the board, and they still have another 1st round pick later in the day with their team, with their roster. That's a brilliant move. Who cares about the 3rd round pick?
And they'll probably will be able to get a wide receiver at 29 if they want one, or there'll be one offensive tackle that falls through the cracks. Like a Lomu or someone like that will fall through the cracks then.
Potentially even Kenyon Sadiq, who could be their Travis Kelce long-term replacement.
The Dolphins have posted pictures of an empty draft room.
Beautiful.
So breaking.
So here's a report. Once Carnell Tate went off the board, the Chiefs felt they had to get in front of Washington to get Mansour Delane because they believed Washington was going to take Mansour Delane. So that's why the Chiefs made the trade up. Because I guess maybe they felt Washington was going to take Tate if he was there. Once Tate's gone, then they must have had intel. See, that's the problem. Everyone's got some intel somewhere. That was like last year Miami. They traded up in front of New England for Jonah because they had intel. New England was going to take Jonah. And then there were a lot of reports.
That worked out well for us.
Yeah, I know. And then, look who's calling the shots. And then there was a report the following couple days that, the Patriots wanted Jonah coming out of the New England area because everyone's got intel. Everyone, talks. We'll see. Although I think our guy now, he might be playing his cards closer to his vest. He seems like a very serious person, which I like.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is there a player that if they went with this player with pick 11, you would lose some faith in somebody who you are kind of have a clean slate with right now,
Sure.
and John Eric Sullivan. And
Any
if
wide
that's the
receiver,
case-
any wide receiver, I'd be a little upset.
I've
Not
got
upset,
two
but-
guys. I've got
Okay.
two guys.
Okay.
Jordan Tyson.
Okay.
I love the talent. Like, to me, top wide receiver on the board from a talent perspective. But we just got rid of the Chris Greer era of getting guys at a value because of their injury history. If that's the first pick, I'm hating that.
Yeah.
And because of the same reason, Jermod McCoy. Now
Okay.
that Mansour
Yeah.
Delane is off the board, I think there's a shot that Jermod McCoy is going to be very much in the conversation at 11. I would hate that pick.
Okay. What about you, Josh?
I mean, yeah, I would echo Aaron that way. But I really think anybody outside of the names that we've been bouncing around, those offensive linemen, and those edge rusher candidates, like anybody kind of outside of that would be pretty disappointing. I think I can build an argument probably for most guys outside of it, but if they went outside of what is generally considered the consensus of where the top talent is, here, it would be disappointing. I think if they went skill position at all, I would be pretty upset. And then obviously if they went, way off the board, drafted a quarterback or something, yeah, that would be absurd.
If they took Ty Simpson, this stream is going to take a sharp left turn where we're going to be talking about this for the next 3 hours very differently than we are right now. That's all I'm going to say. If they ever did that. And what, yeah, real quick, as we get to 8:45 here, as we get on to what now, pick 7 or so, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Again, we will give away the Chop Robinson autograph helmet at sometime after pick 11, shortly after. So be on the lookout
I've got
for that.
the
If you're in
7th
chat.
pick.
You got the 7th. Hold on, let me refresh here. See if I got it too. I do have the 7th pick. Let's play the gimmick, and I'll let Josh announce it.
Washington Commanders, with the 7th pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, have selected Sonny Styles.
All Ohio State. Is 4 Ohio? Is that 4? No, it's 3 Ohio State guys.
Well, yes, right.
Reese, it's 3. So we're just waiting on downs. Man, 3 Ohio State in the first 7. Unbelievable. How did they not win the national championship this year?
Because of the guys that haven't been drafted yet.
Yeah.
That's right.
Some hurricanes about to come. There's a hurricane on the horizon. There's a hurricane coming through, as someone once famously said.
So what is important to note is that Bain, Downs, Maui Noah, Mekhi Lemon, and Spencer Fano all on the clock will all be on the board, or at least 3 of those names are going to be on the board.
Here's the story right now. We're at pick 7, and no one saw this coming. Not one offensive tackle's been picked, and we're about to hit a run on them. And I don't know. It might start with the next pick. I don't know when it's going to start, but these offensive tackles are about to hit. Hey, look, we got Seth Levitt from the Fish Tank.
Big
Seth,
Seth in the house.
What's
joining
happening,
us.
everybody? How we doing?
Say hello to
it
Josh,
going, Seth?
Aaron, and Marissa. I don't know if you've actually spoken to any of these people before, but they're part of our little Dolphins Talk family.
Yeah, well, great to be here with you guys. I'm sorry I'm a little delayed.
That's okay.
I'm still an old guy used to 15 minutes between picks, so I
And now we're
thought,
down to 8. Down to 8.
Yeah, which is what it should be. But I was also holding my breath, waiting to hear what the Chiefs did in trading up. So it's getting interesting. But Mike, the
Seth-
Chiefs were linked to Bain for a while.
They're linked to Bain, and Seth is all in on Reuben Bain.
All
Not
in.
just because the boss man coached him, but because he likes Reuben Bain a lot. And
I do
I'm
like
telling
him a
you,
lot.
there's a chance. There's a chance. I'm not saying it's a good chance, but I think there's a chance. Although that Ian Rappaport report about like 20 minutes prior to the draft saying between 6 and 10 might be a feeding frenzy for Bain, might keep Miami out, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, and we're
Stranger things have indeed
Now
happened.
we-
Seth, we like him because we can pronounce his name very easily.
Yeah, well,
So-
that is certainly a benefit. That is
As a
definitely
fellow
benefit.
podcaster, you understand that.
I do. I get that completely. But I like pass rushers, and especially those who show up with bad intentions. And I think Reuben
Yes.
Bain checked that box.
He won't just reach over and take a hamburger from behind the counter.
No.
He'll steal someone's whole DoorDash order and just walk out the front door. If you listen to last night's Fish Tank, you'll understand the reference.
No
Yeah, so real quick, we did get our super chat from our friend the Jet, where I said Ohio State's already had 3 guys taken in the top 7. How do they not win the championship? The Jet answered, because Miami took them to the woodshed, my friend. You're right.
There it
Miami
is.
did. Miami did. So thank you, Jet, for the super chat. Yeah, we'll see here. And Seth, I will give you a heads up. I don't know if you've heard. As soon as we get the picks, we share it because we can't keep everyone happy when you got this many people tuned in. So we are, quote unquote, tipping the picks, I guess, just so you know. So
Got it.
Yeah,
I'm following your lead. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're happy to have you. Yeah, so there are going to be a few Hurricanes guys coming up here in the next 3 or 4 or 5 picks, I think.
Yep.
There is a report that the Giants plan to take Jordan Tyson at 10 here.
Perfect.
And I think so that would be really, really good for the Dolphins if that were to pan out that way. I have no clue at all what New Orleans is going to do here at 8. They're a complete wild card to me.
This could be Ruben Bain.
Well, I got the pick right here. I got the pick right here. And let's play the gimmick. The New Orleans Saints have selected Jordan Tyson.
Wow.
Let's
Hey,
go.
I love it.
That's pretty wild.
Wow.
I mean, I feel like he just shot up the board, right? And I understand the talent there, but God, how am I the only person? Yeah, how am I the only one worried about that?
I don't know. He's had so many 3 leg injuries, and it's not the same injury. Like each one's a totally separate injury, and he's missed a lot of games. But they said if not for the injuries, which I don't know how you can say if not for the injuries, but if not for the injuries, he's the best wide receiver in this class. But you have to factor in the injuries because the guy's not playing, as we've learned with certain players in Miami. What good are they for you?
Did Chris Greer find his way into the Saints war room?
I don't. No, but Jeff Ireland is there.
Oh man,
we got another super chat, which is very funny from our friend Louie, because we are going to give away this Chop Robinson helmet here. You know, shortly after pick 11, he goes, "Will the Robinson helmet disappear for long stretches up to 24?"
Blow, Louis.
That is Louie. That is gold. That is gold, Louie. Funny,
Louis.
Cold. And then we got here from our friend Zonka39, which I promise you is not Larry Zonka because he cannot work StreamYard link probably. Greetings, everyone, from Jeff Huffman. Thank you, Jeff.
Hickory, North Carolina.
You know that area, Marissa.
I love that area.
That's where Steve Marino might be spending some time.
He lives in Winston-Salem, so they're kind of neighbors.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're getting close. So I need to know right now, who are you like literally 5 toes down? Like, this is the person I think the Dolphins are going to go with.
Spencer Fano, if he's there.
I mean, if Downs or Bain are there, those would be my picks.
Yeah.
You got to pick one, Aaron. Come on.
Ruben Bain.
Ruben Bain. Seth?
So are we predicting a want to or a who it's going to be?
Who do you think it's going to be?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just going to keep speaking it into the universe. So I'm going to keep going with Bain. Yeah, I'm going to go
There
with
you go. Talk it into existence.
Yeah, I mean, I have to do that.
I love it. No, I love it.
No,
I
it's
can want
good.
one guy and say it's going to be somebody else.
Positive vibes. You got to keep them up there. We got to keep, you know, it has to stay positive.
So Sony Styles goes now. So it is getting very interesting.
Josh,
Yeah.
your turn. You don't get to skip out.
I mean, I kind of like Maui Noah, honestly. I want to build that offensive line.
Kind of sounds like Tagovailoa, though. Like, I mean, I don't know. PTSD a little bit.
Once you got to just learn the muscle memory. Got to get that name. Figure out how to say it. Maui Noah. Don't look at how to spell it.
Yeah.
No, I'll confuse the hell out
That's
of you.
gonna mess y'all up.
Yeah.
You just got to get the pronunciation, and then the rest of it is, will take care of itself.
People
Maui
in
Noah.
the chat want to know how we know the pick before it's announced. It's because Dolphins Talk are insiders, and you
Yeah.
know it.
Or we're
plugged
just
in.
on Twitter.
Or we follow insiders anyway.
We follow insiders. Yeah.
Don't give away let the people think we are just in the know.
I know. Yeah, there's
I
a few
actually
accounts on
have-
Twitter that have the picks. Yep.
Yeah, I actually have a source in every war room across the league right now.
Yeah.
You could be making a lot of money
A
tonight.
lot
to
of
sit with
people
us.
don't know that there is a clandestine network of water boys across the entire NFL, and I happen to have an in with every single one of them.
Yeah. Rappaport texts me every time someone's about to come in. So we're like this.
You guys are impressive.
You know, I'll say this, Marissa, that's not far-fetched with all the interviews you get. People probably think it's true.
That's how I get my interviews, guys. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, goodness.
Okay, this is hilarious. Roger Sherman, best post of the night so far, with music notes on either side, just in all caps. We sent love to a hopeless place.
Oh, I love it.
That's pretty awesome.
Saints on the clock. So who do we think? What do we got going here with the Saints?
I probably Sonny Styles because he's probably the best player on the board. But again, I have no idea.
Well,
Styles went to Washington.
Jordan
The Saints took Tyson. So we're actually on Cleveland
9.
now at 9. This
right.
feels like if
Offensive
they like one of the tackles,
Yeah.
this could be the spot because the top 2 receivers are gone, so they're not going to go receiver. I would think that.
I would think, yeah. You would think offensive line, and they got their choice. Now, there's only one pure left tackle, which is Monroe Freeling in this range. But if they like Fano or Maui Noah, they could go there as well. It's going to probably be one of those 3. But again, I've been kind of off tonight, so my guessing ain't doing so well. But we'll see.
The Bills GM was asked the question about like a couple days ago, like how predictable is this draft? And he said it's as clear as mud.
Yeah, he ain't lying. Starting from pick number 2, it's been a little.
How many men are losing their crap over their mock drafts that have gone completely to shit at this point?
Hopefully all of them.
Yeah. Oh, and don't yell at me about them. I don't want to hear your emails. I don't want to get you. People were yelling at me like a month ago about this. I went on a little rant on Seth's show on the Fish Tank. People get mad at me because Matt Miller puts out a mock draft that they didn't like. Guys, I didn't make it. Talk to Matt. Yell at Matt.
Unacceptable.
Now, if you came into this draft, well, I mean, yesterday we were talking about this. There were 3 guys, right? There was Downs, there was Maui Noah, and then, and Bain. Three guys that were like on that wish list for Dolphins fans that we hope one of them might fall. And are all 3 still available right now?
Yeah, we just got a super chat.
Lineman just came off the board.
Oh, who was it?
The first offensive lineman is coming off the board to go to the Browns at number 9, and it is. Do you want to play the gimmick?
Yeah, play the music. I'm into it now.
New Orleans select offensive lineman Spencer Fano.
Cleveland took Fano.
Really?
Cleveland, Josh.
Cleveland. I don't know who I said, but it's Cleveland.
Saints, you said.
Fano.
That was my guy. I'm a little disappointed. I know as well my friend Simon Clancy there from 3 Yards Per Carry, and he writes for us now at DolphinsTalk. Him and me were all in on Fano, and a lot of people weren't. And they were very
over Maui Noah.
I do. There's something about him. I liked him a lot. One, there's no concern about whatever's going on with his back there with Maui Noah. 2, this guy won the Outland Trophy last year for a reason. 3, position flexibility, right tackle, right guard, some center, and even some left tackle as well. He just seemed like a Packers type of guy, someone they would love. And I liked him a lot. I mean, I'm not heartbroken because I think right now as we sit kind of 1 pick away, we got a lot of good players that fell in our lap.
We're in a great spot.
We're in a great spot.
If you perceive
Bain's alive,
interest in like Bain, Maui Noah, Downs, and
here's the deal, folks.
Now a pick
the
away.
Giants aren't taking Bain. The
That's
Giants
what
took
I'm
an
saying.
edge rusher.
Right.
Bain can play for Miami right now.
Well, like Bain should be there. If they pass on Bain, I might
there.
lose my flipping mind.
Bain's going to be there for Miami because the Giants just took an edge rusher and they're trying to trade one. They got so many of them. They're not going to take another. Now, someone could trade into that spot and take Bain. Could happen. Real quick, we got some super chats. I don't want to fall behind. Downs, Fano. Well, not Fano now. Bain or Francis 11. I love it. And then my good friend, the Jet. It's okay, Mike. You'll love Francis. Okay. With Fano, look, I will love Francis Maui-Noah if that's where they go. But I think Bain's really in play for Miami at this point. Really in play.
Bain is my number 1 edge in the entire class.
I'm right there with you, my friend.
So on Dolphins Talk Extra on the Discord, which, by the way, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe for $5 for as low as $5 a month. We were asked to make a bold prediction, and my bold prediction was that when the Dolphins get on the clock at 11, both Bain and Maui Noah will be on the board, and the Dolphins will go another direction.
There's no way.
Oh,
There's just no way.
I'm just putting it out there.
not the same old Dolphins.
I'm not even saying it would be bad. Like, to be honest, like, I would take Bain. If Bain, Maui Noah, and Downs are all there, I would take Bain. But I wouldn't hate the other two guys.
No, correct.
Yeah.
Boy, this broadcast is so far behind the actual reality
Bain.
of what's going on in this draft.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
really is.
Sorry, Seth. I'm sorry I talked over you there.
No, it's all good. It's all. I think we were kind of doing that together here, but yeah, I just I would be hard pressed to see John Eric Sullivan pass up on Ruben Bain if he's sitting there. Even though I know those are two other really good football players that were discussed. But
I would agree because I think at edge rusher after Bain, there's not a big fall off, but there's a fall off. I think at offensive line, there's guys you can get a pick 30, maybe like Blake Miller. Guys like that, Lamu, who are still pretty damn good. I don't know if you're going to get that level of edge rusher at pick 29 or 30 or at pick 30. So I think if Bain's there, I think you almost have to take him, honestly, unless it's Caleb Downs, which I understand that too, because Downs is like, if you take away all the positions, just go by who's the best players in this draft. He's like top 3. So I would get Downs if it's him. But
go back and listen to what John Eric Sullivan said when he talked about value of positions, right? Like, how do teams essentially value?
Well, I got the Giants pick. Hold on. Francis Maui Noah. Seth.
Oh, wow.
Ruben Bain, Caleb Downs. It's going to be one of the two, baby.
Wow.
I mean,
They could trade.
They are not trading out of that pick. There's no way they're trading out of that pick.
I want Bain. Look, I think Bain, not only do I think he's the best edge rusher in the class, I also think he's a perfect fit for what Miami has right now on their roster, because you've got a bunch of speed rushers. You don't have a powerful guy that can put his hand on the dirt, set an edge, beat you inside or outside, beat you with power. You want to change the dynamic of your team, the reputation of your team. You no longer want to be a soft team. On the defensive side of the ball, Ruben Bain would be the perfect guy. On the offensive side of the ball, I think it'd be a little too early to take him given the way the board has fallen. But Vega Ioane, to me, best offensive lineman on the board. I don't think you're going to have a lot of great options at 30. I think we just seen Fano go off the board. You just saw Maui Noah go off the board. The tackle run is happening. The offensive line run is happening. So if you do want to get out in front of that run, the best offensive lineman on the board right now happens to be a guard. The Dolphins need a guard.
Not at 11. No way. Can't do it.
I was just giving a tip. Hold on.
I throw it out the window. I would take Bain, though.
Hold on, real quick. I just got a tip. I was just giving a tip, and we'll see if it's right or wrong. If Caleb Downs is there, and he is, it's Downs. Now, that doesn't mean this tip is right. I'm just telling you what I was just told from someone. Let's just say he was at the Dolphins facility right now. We'll see if it's true. I'm not saying so because I know a lot of people want. Look, here's the deal. If you're John Eric Sullivan, you want to get a lot of goodwill. You take Ruben Bain.
I don't think he's drafting for goodwill. But
I don't think he is either.
Back to what he said. When you value the positions on how you build your team, and quarterback obviously is number one. And this is what I said yesterday, Mike. And I tried to tell y'all. Then the second position, the second most valuable position, is the guy who can stop the most valuable position.
Absolutely.
And so they do not have that. There is an absence right now. The best player they have at rushing the passer is Chop Robinson, who is coming off a down year. So what is it? What it was last year an anomaly? Was his rookie year an anomaly? Does he even fit what what John Eric Sullivan looks for in pass rushers and defensive linemen. He's an inherited player. I think Chop's going to have a bounce back season, but boy, he'll bounce back a lot higher if you put a beast on the other side of him as well. And there's one waiting who's hungry, who's pissed off. He fell to 11, and the guy played his high school ball in Miami. He got to play his college ball in Miami. Oh, by the way, he was only trained and mentored by the greatest pass rusher in the history of the franchise, and he's right there for the taking. If they pass him up, I might be turning in my my Dolphins.
Wow.
There we go. I love it.
That's
a
fire.
hot take.
I think
Well, I guess we're going to find out
any of those. I mean, to me, Downs or Bain, like nobody's going to question that. I mean, sure, there's going to be Canes fans that get that.
Everyone's
get
got their
about
favorites, but yeah.
But and personally, I wouldn't be like. I know it seems like a reach at this point, but like I would not hate Ioane as the pick. Any of those three guys, I'd be happy with this pick. Anybody other than those three guys, unless they're trading back, then we're going to have a reaction.
Well, we're gonna know something really, really soon.
We're gonna know really soon.
It's like any moment now. I'm waiting for that notification to go off, so I can tell you.
I kind of hope the person who told me this. I kind of hope. Look, I love the person who told me this. I kind of hope he's wrong because I'll get him to join us in 5 minutes and be like, "Dude, what are you telling me?"
I will say it would we really be surprised if Jeff Hafley, convinces you to go secondary over the defensive line?
No.
I mean,
no, nothing.
And
frankly, if you believe what Omar said.
Yeah. If you believe what Omar said.
Omar said, I'll get me guys. Hafley said, get me guys later in the draft. I can coach them up at the defensive back position. Who, I guess, Downs. I mean, I get it. I understand the talent, You can't pass up Bain. He's right there.
I would say, and here's the thing: edge rusher has more value than safety. I know what they said about the positional stuff, but still, at the end of the day, edge rusher has more value than safety. They're both great players. I mean, I think they're both going to be great pros. I think Bain comes in here, maybe not the first day, but I see him as a guy who's going to be a leader on this team, sort of be like the heart and soul. He just comes off as that type of guy, to me at least. And I think we need guys like that too.
Yeah,
because I think that's where we lost a lot from that, like 2022 team. Even when guys like Wilkins and Baker, like we had like leaders on this team. Yes, we had some that like weren't great. I know, like hell, maybe Ramsey and stuff. But we had like true leaders, and I think we lost a lot of that since that 2022, 2023 team. The past 2 seasons, I think you got to get guys who want to be leaders, who are leaders.
Yes,
I think you have to factor that in. It's not the most important thing, but I think it needs to be it has to factor in somehow.
Absolutely.
By the way, we have almost 1,000 people watching and only 19 likes. So hit that like button, people.
Smash that like button. Super chats are open. Leave us super chats. We always like super chats.
Let's go. Send them in. Everybody's really excited yet.
Every pick came like rapid fire. Now we get to Miami.
I know. Do you think that means something?
Taking some phone calls.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like they could be bluffing the Cowboys. Maybe the Cowboys really want to take Caleb Downs, and we'll say no. Well, if you want to move up one spot, you can ensure you're going to get them.
And look, that would be if the Dolphins could get an extra pick for moving down one when there's 2 guys on the board that they love, awesome. Would be incredible. They'd still find a way to go the other guy, but it would seem incredible for about 10 minutes.
That's right.
I'm dying 1,000 deaths here right now.
I know this is really.
Everybody's like, who is it? Who's it going to be?
I'm refreshing like a madman over here. My guy Ari's got the picks. Come on, Ari.
How much time's on the clock?
Well, technically,
I mean,
we're still
it's got to be getting pretty low here at this point.
Got to be getting low.
Yeah, I mean, we were getting them like 3 picks ahead earlier.
Yeah. Eric Sullivan. I've been waiting my whole life for this.
The Cowboys have traded up to pick 11 with the Dolphins.
There you go.
There it is.
They got the one spot, and I'm telling you, they're taking Downs.
Well,
they're taking Downs. They don't
Downs is their kind of a player for sure.
Downs is their kind of a player. What did we get?
But they also have a void. Ay.
They do need an edge.
I think there's a good chance here that I can't wait to hear what the trade terms are, but I
can't wait to hear this either.
If the Dolphins were leveraging the possibility of trading with Dallas in order and also with the Rams, because there was been talk about the Rams possibly wanting to trade up perhaps to get in front of Dallas in terms of getting a receiver. It's all very interesting here.
I mean, Mike, you said in one of your shows a couple weeks back that you thought that John Eric Sullivan would trade his mom for more picks.
Yeah, I did. And I stand by that.
I mean, he's right there.
We're at that point here, folks. Yeah, he would. And we're a pick. So
here we go.
Now we're 12.
Mike Garafolo, the Dolphins are getting in exchange for pick 11. The Dolphins are getting pick number 12, pick 177, and pick 180.
Those are fifth rounders, I think.
So we went from having no fifth rounders to now having 2 fifth rounders?
Yes.
No, we had 1 5th, no 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, we had pick 151. So now we added 2. So now tomorrow they got a pick in 4, 1 in 5, and I think those 2 are either 5 or 6. I can't do it off the top of my head, the math. So now we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to have 6 picks on Saturday.
You have a ton of ammunition to where if you love a guy later in the draft and you want to move up to get a guy later in the draft, you can do it. And I think that's
so the Cowboys took downs. Seth, it's got to be Bain.
It's got to be at this point, right?
He can't trade down again. Can he trade down again?
If they get Bain and picked up those 2 picks, then build a statue.
Build a statue.
Masterclass.
He gets the local kid. He gets the local kid everyone loves.
Got to be Bain. Got to be.
He fills an edge rusher position. It's like this just checks too many boxes.
I want Bain. I would not be shocked if they went Ioane, but
I'd be shocked at this point.
Give me Bain.
I gotta be honest.
Caleb Downs.
Have nice things.
Wow. This is so exciting. It's got to be Bain. Got to be Bain, right?
Has to be Bain. Has to be. I mean, look. I guess
but if they go offensive line,
Mike, come on, man.
What? Watch him take Monroe Freeling, and every Dolphins fan's gonna go. But we got Patrick Paul. What are you taking our left tackle for?
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Because that's what Perk said. I think last week, Seth, when you were off, because he actually said, Mike, what do they do if the best player on the board in their eyes is Monroe Freeling? And I go, well, they'll probably take him, and then everyone will probably be mad.
Yeah.
Could we potentially move back again?
Absolutely, we could. I think this guy's a trade in full.
Well, because at this point, like, there were 2 guys there.
We're not trading again because the Dolphins social media team posted an on the clock graphic.
But there were 2 guys on the board that they liked. They moved down ones or perceived to be top guys. We don't know who these teams like or don't like. They took an offer to move down 1 spot. They could be taking the same phone calls that they were just taking all the time on pick 11. They said, hey, well, we got this pick. We can move down 1 and we can continue these conversations because we're still on the clock. And we know that if we need to stick and pick, we'll get our guy.
Didn't New England do this to us? However many, or was I
Vernon Carey and
Vince Wilfork, right? Didn't that happen? Yeah. So now it's nice to be on the other side of it.
Yeah. 100%. Vernon Carey.
Al's got a good ball player too, but yeah, I just make the damn pick already.
Are you not entertained?
Who's it going to be?
And then after the pick is made, Mike, let's pull the tape on I tried to tell y'all.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to clip that for tomorrow. Maybe try to clip that once it's.
Can you do the music though before you announce it?
Yeah, I got the music.
I'll try not to just blurt it out.
Yeah, please. Oh.
Is that it?
That's not it. No, that's not it. I got my phone off, so that's not me. Well, that means the person who sent me a message said it'd be Downs. Well, I don't know. I mean, they traded Downs, so Downs wasn't there technically. He traded out.
Well,
I
guess
a good
they made the decision that they were fine with not having him.
Yeah, and that was a good trade, I think, in my opinion. That was a good trade for Miami.
Sorry, my texts are going I won't even. Yeah, I mean, wow.
You're gonna hear. If you hear a big roar, it's gonna be all of South Florida.
Yeah.
Really happy when it's Ruben Bain. We know that.
Well, everybody should be. Everybody should be. But my God, could they make things?
Where is it? What's happening here?
Right. Exactly.
Well, we were saying the same thing at pick 11, and then they ended
this
up
might be
trading
another
the
trade,
pick.
guys. We don't know. Yeah.
Don't get crazy.
It's possible.
Don't
I wouldn't be
overthink it, right?
surprised
Sometimes
at
you
this
just
point.
sometimes you just take the layup.
Let's say that John Eric Sullivan is one of those guys where he looks at the arm length and it's like a disqualifier, and he's not that high on Bain. Then this would be a great spot to trade down, because you're either, I mean, we don't know who they like, but you could take a guard, or you could take another edge rusher. You might be perceived as reaching at that point. Whereas if you can move back a few spots and pick up like maybe another a late second round pick, or an early third round pick. I'm just saying, if they're not sold on Bain, if they're not going to take him,
no, you're right.
Well, see what you can get.
Aaron, you came in here saying Bain was the guy.
Well, no, I want Bain.
Talk yourself out of it, man.
I want Bain. I would not have a problem with Ioane, but I can understand. I was thinking that this was kind of how it was going to play out coming into the draft, where Bain was going to be on the board, and I've kind of prepared myself for the Dolphins may not want to draft Bain because he doesn't fit that long Green Bay body.
Seth, this is agonizing for Seth.
No,
I feel like they have to be trading again for it to take this long. No,
I just got a text that basically ripped my guts out.
Don't tell me it's Monroe Freeling. Is it Monroe Freeling? Okay.
Is it Makai Lemon? That would be bad at this point.
I am being told Caden Proctor.
Wow.
Let's see what happens.
He's like
what I'm being told.
He's like 360 pounds.
And a left tackle who's only played left tackle.
And they expect him to possibly move into guard. Tackle guard.
Move him to left guard, move Jonah to the right side.
That's probably what they're going to do. My fear with this guy, as I said, on some shows, was he gives me a little fear in that he might be Mekhi Becton a little bit and just eat himself out of the league when he put a few bucks in his pocket. Because this is one big son of a gun right here. I mean, this guy's, you want to, he big. I mean, he's a big boy.
Let me be wrong.
Look, I had my guy was wrong. Your guy could be wrong too. Who knows?
And let's see. Nope, I'm seeing it confirmed that the Dolphins chose offensive tackle Caden Proctor out of Alabama.
And I got to pick 13 is Ty Simpson.
Holy shit. Yeah, wow. Caden Proctor, that's an upset. That was not on the board.
That was not on my radar. John Eric Sullivan did play things close to the vest.
I'm not going to say that we know that they screwed this up, but they've certainly opened the door for criticism.
Well, that's for sure.
Because look, I can get behind the idea of taking a monster offensive lineman, but if the plan is to move a guy who has put question marks about necessarily his work ethic, about his diet, and he's only played left tackle, and your plan is to move him inside to guard where he's never played, I would have if that was your plan, I would have taken Ioane and just taken the guard that is going to be a guard who's going to be really good and doesn't have those question marks.
Or do they think he can play on the right side?
Potentially. Yeah, potentially that could be the long-term answer.
I just hate this idea that I hate a lot of this right now.
I hate a lot of this.
But to select a guy at 11 or 12 just to be able to move him out of the position that he's
Exactly.
played his entire
That's the
life.
part.
I just don't understand that
Now,
mentality.
maybe they see him. Hold on. We do have to factor this in. Maybe they do see him as a long-term right tackle. I don't know. They might have intel and they view him as a long-term right tackle who's going to take over for Austin Jackson. I'm sure that's what they're going to say in the next 20 minutes when they sit down at the table and talk to the media on site. I'm sure that's what they're going to say. That, you know, we view him as possibly now a guard this year, but, you know, in the long term, you might, you know, I know that's what they're going to say. We'll see. He's never played. I don't think he's played on the right side before. I got to look it up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get stuff on the site.
When I was researching him, I was looking at tackles. I'm pretty sure he was a starter at left tackle from day one.
I think so too. Oh, Tom Ernest just sent me a text. He's not happy.
Here we go.
Tom Ernest, a big Hurricanes fan. He's not happy with this.
It's not even, yeah. I mean, for me, about being a Hurricanes fan, it's like, and look, I get it. They told us the entire time that they want to build from the inside out. They told us the entire time that there are certain measurables that you look for, that this is a game played by large men, right? You know, all of those things. There's nothing that this doesn't align with. But how about the fact that you had an opportunity to get an impact player, whether it was Bain or whether it was Downs, whether, you know, some of these other guys that others have talked about. And look, maybe this guy spends 10 years with the Dolphins and he's a multi-time All-Pro and helps fortify a line. They need to do that. They're going to invest heavily in Devon Achane, and they need to give him a line to run behind. But my goodness.
I know. And it's also one of those things as fans, which, you know, we hear all year round, 365 days. They got to fix the offensive line. They got to fix the offensive line. They got to fix the offensive line. Then when they do it, fans be like, I can't believe they picked him. Well, you know, I know it might not be the guy you wanted or I wanted or any of us wanted, but but people have been preaching for a long time. They got to fix the offensive line. So you can't be that mad when they actually take an offensive lineman at the end of the day.
I would not have taken
But I do
Proctor.
get everyone's point.
Yeah.
Trust me,
I
get everyone's point.
I would not have taken Proctor here, but I do think that the offensive line run is extremely real, and we're seeing it in real time. I don't think there is really any assurance that there's going to be a first-round talent offensive lineman at 30 when the Dolphins come on the board, and there is very diminishing returns.
Fair point. That's a
after the top
Correct.
tier of guys. So look, clearly they are very high on Caleb Proctor. I like that they are investing in the offensive line. I think that if the move there is to draft Caleb Proctor, like
Caden
Proctor, like, could you have gotten some sort of trade package? Like, do you think there's a big difference between Proctor and Freeling and Ioane? Are they all in kind of the same tier? Or do you really just like head over heels in love with Proctor? Because if you're not like head over heels in love with Proctor at this spot, it feels like a reach.
They must have loved him. They must have fell in love. And look, this is the thing from that Packers regime. They like big guys, big in size, girth, tall, strong, big. And let's be honest, for the Dolphins, you want to win late in the year in New England at the Meadowlands, at the new stadium for the Bills. You gotta have big guys. Now, look, again, this isn't the guy I would have took. And I'm not saying, but John Eric Sullivan hasn't lied to us, is kind of what I'm trying to say, is that he preached. They wanted big guys. They want to build inside out. This is a big guy. They're building inside out. It might not be anyone that we wanted. But again, as I said, I saw clips today. Chiefs fans moaning and groaning when they took Pat Mahomes. Bills fans moaning and groaning when they took Josh Allen. And about 10 other things like that. I saw Vikings fans throwing their hat when they took Justin Jefferson. So it's like, again, maybe not who we wanted, but we'll see. And it's his first pick ever. You got to give him a little benefit of the doubt. And, yeah. And I'm sure when he speaks, I don't know if he'll speak after round one's over, after each pick, or if he'll talk about him now. He'll answer to this and why and all that good stuff.
Well, I don't think you're going to, with them having another pick in the round.
Probably not after the night's over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I'm signing off because I've just contributed so much to this and I'm fully out of things to talk about. So
thank you, Marisa.
It's been a pleasure.
Marisa.
And Seth, Josh, Aaron, so good being on a show with you all. And yeah, fins up, guys.
Fins up, no doubt.
Good night, Marisa.
Bye.
Now, if John Eric Sullivan wants to be bold, he'll take pick 30. Some of these picks he just acquired and trade up and take Ruben Bain.
Well, that's what's also, you wonder who was working the phones. I mean, somebody's got to see some great value there at now that he's still sitting there at what are we at? 13?
14, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Who went 13?
Ty Simpson, Rams.
Ty Simpson.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
Life after they got to start getting ready for life after Matthew Stafford, I guess, which is probably a smart pick.
Kind of crazy. Yeah. Well, it's a smart pick, except for the fact that like Matt Stafford's coming back, so they can have the whole one last ride. You'd think
that's what I would give him a wide receiver and let's try to win this now.
Yeah.
They're thinking
somebody that's going to help them this year.
Yeah.
If they believe he's that guy, do you think he's, to me, number 13 overall talent? I don't know. I didn't see it.
You know who's going nuts right now? Orlovsky. Orlovsky was banging the table for Ty Simpson for like a month, and now he is justified in everything he said.
Well, and look who he's going to get to be. He's going to learn in that system. He's going to get to train at least for a year under Stafford and McVay and the whole thing. I mean, it's a great situation for a young quarterback to be in.
Absolutely,
like a great situation. So yeah, Orlovsky, you're probably right. He's going to lose his mind.
Yeah.
And look, if McVay is sold on him. It's kind of like a couple years ago when people questioned Sean Payton being so high on Bo Nix, and he's in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild. Hold on, let me do one more thing here. No, we can give away this first prize we got.
Oh yes, let's give away a prize.
Now, how should we give this away? Should I find a trivia question? You want to just pick someone at random? How should we do this?
I mean, I love trivia, but I
got my old 1986 Miami Dolphins Trivial Pursuit game. I could pull a card.
I'm sure they'll
see who can ask a very outdated trivia question.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's going to be an outdated question.
I found that box in Josh's closet in like the 90s, and the questions were extremely outdated.
Let's see if I can find a good one here. It's been updated recently. I should have prepped this before.
So here's a question: how far does Bain slide?
That's a question. He can't get past the Ravens here, like at 15. Can he? I mean, God,
Raven. That's so Ravens.
He's so Ravens at this point. Yeah, I mean,
not only get Ruben Bain, but pissed off Ruben Bain.
You're gonna pissed off Ruben Bain at 15.
Think Anthony Weaver's fired up to see him?
I mean, here's the deal. Where's the draft order? Because I don't have it.
He's going to either the Ravens, the Bucks, or the Lions.
Oh, hold on. It could get worse. He could go to the Jets at 16.
I don't know. The Jets
Bain and Bailey.
Would they take
that? Would be something. That would be something if the Jets got the opportunity and they went edge rusher.
Look, if Bain goes to the Jets, just saying, Seth, with Mason Taylor on the Jets, your boss can be wearing a lot of Jets gear next year. Let's just call it what it is.
There's no doubt.
And I wouldn't blame him either.
There's no doubt. Well, yeah, I mean, look, he's cheering for his son.
He's cheering for his son already.
Regardless of who else goes there. But yeah, then you throw in his protege.
Yeah. So we'll see here. I'm trying to get stuff up on the website too. Yeah. So it's Ravens, Tampa, Jets, Lions. Yeah, Ravens. I don't know exactly what the Ravens.
He's not making it past the Lions, but
he's not making it past the Lions, but Ravens, Tampa, I think there's no chance he's getting past those teams.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
From Simon Clancy. He says, I can't imagine a worse scenario than passing up on Caleb Downs, then not taking Ruben Bain, and instead taking arguably the most boom or bust prospect in the entire draft. He follows that up by saying, in years to come, when Caleb Downs is getting fitted for his gold jacket, we'll laugh about the 2 fifth-rounders we got from Dallas for passing up on the best player in the draft.
I can see it happening. This could also be a spot. This could be a spot where the Cowboys, who were rumored to be looking to trade up
from 20.
Yeah, they were rumored to be talking about trading up from 12 to go up to like 3 or 6 to get David Bailey if he dropped. Ruben Bain could be somebody that they might be willing to go up from like 20 to 14.
I have the Ravens pick.
Say it.
The Ravens will select Penn State guard Olavavenga Ione at number 14.
Very Ravens player, a monster.
He's another Ravens guy. So that means Tampa Bay and the Jets now are up next.
Here's my problem. All around, like everybody that's analyzing this pick that the Baltimore Ravens just made is saying that pick is such a Ravens pick. That guy is such a Raven, which is synonymous with that is such a great pick. And I'm saying, if that is such a great pick at 14, why couldn't he be the pick at 11 or 12? Like, I think it's a great pick.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just still trying to get over what has happened here.
Yeah, there's still a lot of processing going on. It's interesting because in my mind, Dolphins were going offensive line if the two better defensive players weren't there. I could have easily seen them going offensive line. I guess I find myself surprised that they decided to pass on Bain there. It is just a surprise to me. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Let me give away this Chop Rob. I have a question. And it's for the Chop Robinson autographed mini helmet. First person in the chat to respond wins. You're going to have quick fingers because I'm sure people are going to be searching the answer. And if you win, you're going to have to email me at DolphinsTalk1977@gmail.com. Here is the question. Draft related. What was the name of the very first player ever drafted in the NFL? What's the name of the first player ever drafted in the NFL? You give me that name and you're first, you win the Chop Robinson helmet. And we'll get this out to you here in the next week or so. Should have had the Jeopardy music, but I'm sure we get flagged on that from YouTube.
Get in for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. McDolphin wins.
Wow.
Mr. McDolphin, Jay Berwanger. Mr. McDolphin, who is a DolphinsTalk extra subscriber.
That's not how I would have pronounced it.
Well, how do you pronounce it?
I'll leave that to your imagination. It's a family show.
Family show. Okay. Either way, Mr. McDolphin, I know how to contact you because you're an extra subscriber. I'll reach out to you, get your info. You won the Chop Robinson mini helmet. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Look at that.
By the end of this year, people are going to wish they had won that. I think, like I said,
Chop might have a breakout year. Now, look, if he had Ruben Bain opposite him, it would have been a little easier.
I don't know.
For sure.
We're not on a hot streak with these. This is going to be
one of those things now. As a fan of the Dolphins, like Herbert versus Tua, Dolphins fans are going to have one eye on Herbert. What's he doing compared to the guy we took? Dolphins fans are going to be watching Ruben Bain's NFL career now, and the career of Caleb Downs as well.
Downs,
like,
yeah.
We could have had either one of them, and we took Caden Proctor. And in a year or 2 years, if Proctor, I don't even want to say this, is the next Liam Eichenberg type or Jonas Vainea type, and those two guys are making Pro Bowls, getting 10 sacks a year, blah, blah, then that's what Dolphins fans are going to talk, and rightly so.
Mike, if he falls into the category of either of those two guys, it's even more devastating.
Yeah.
Not only
top 10,
because of who they passed up, but it's the number 12 overall pick.
Yes.
It would be the number 12 overall pick, or essentially the number 11 overall pick, right, that you've given up to land there. He has to be an absolute stud.
He's a day one starter.
Know what position he's going to play right now. You drafted a guy and you have no idea what position he's going to play for you.
There's got to be a plan. There's got to be a Like you're not making
left guard or right guard.
I'm not saying they don't have a plan. I'm saying that the left guard. You put a 370-pound guy. I don't know.
Are you getting rid of Austin Jackson? I don't think they get rid of because they just redid his contract, Austin Jackson. Look, I'd love to get rid of Austin Jackson. All of March, I'm like, let's find a way to make this work. Get rid of the guy. They redid his contract, move money around. It's unlikely. So he's here for this year. Now, look, it might be 3 weeks and he'll be out again, but he's here for the start of the year. So you got to plan on him being here, like right now at least. So, but maybe they know he's going to get hurt by like week 4. Then who cares at that point? But I'm thinking right guard, maybe slide him up to right tackle next year. You don't take a guard this. I don't think they take a guard this high. I'm thinking that's got to be the long-term plan. Right guard, slide him up to right tackle next year when Austin Jackson's gone. I think only thing that makes sense to me. Only thing that makes sense.
Like, I guess it depends what you value, like, as far as like what the player's comfort level is. Like, would you rather, since he's played on the left side his whole college career, play him at left guard, and then that allows you to move Jonah to right guard since he played on the right side the vast majority of his college career? But if the plan long term, which I have to think it probably is to play Proctor at right tackle, then maybe you want to just go ahead and move him to the right side as a rookie, so that when he eventually makes that transition to tackle, that he's already on the right side of the ball.
Here it is. He ain't got to go far.
And there, Tampa was rumored to potentially take Mesidor.
So they're probably whistling. I mean, look, they're both great. I'm not saying what, but they're probably really happy that they got Bain here. That he fell. Look, I don't know. There was a lot of stories in the past week or so about Bain. I didn't think they were. Look, it's obviously a sad story. What happened? Someone died. I'm not making light of that, but it sounded like, from all the reports, at least, all the teams knew about it, and they knew
it was
this.
A tragic accident, is what
it was. A tragic accident, and it sounded like everyone knew. The family of the victim said, "We wish him the best." So it sounded like this wasn't. It was a surprise to people like us on the outside. It wasn't a surprise to any of the teams. So I don't think it's that. It might be the arms. Someone with those arms has never been picked at. It's got to be the arm length, where enough of these teams are like, no one with that length of arms has ever been picked as high as people thought they'd go. And he didn't go as high as they thought. He fell to the middle of the round, which is not bad. He still went in round 1. I mean, geez, and he still went at pick 16 here, pick number 15. It's just that he's a really good player, great motor, sets the edge, stops the run, and God bless Tampa Bay. He fell right in their lap. They took him, and some of those teams before, Cowboys, Miami, people are going to be announcing, you guys passed on him if he turns out to be a really good player.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. There is a lot sitting on the shoulders of John Eric Sullivan. He had made it very clear. We talked about this last night. He made it very clear that he is the guy making the decisions. He's gathering all the information. He's listening to everybody whose opinion he values, but he will be the one. The buck stops there. So there's no finger pointing, and you can't do the things that we've seen other guys do here over the last few decades if this guy ends up not being an absolute stud, and Downs and or Bain does. So I mean, they're going to have to live with that. Obviously, I think all of us have a vested interest in him being a good football player. There's nothing sexy about an offensive lineman in that regard.
Never is. Yeah.
And he's but not the guy in, if you talk to however many pundits and Dolphins fans and draft analysts and said, all right, let's rank the offensive linemen that the Dolphins could potentially take in that pick. Was he on anybody's board? I don't know.
Not on Miami's radar. He was a first round pick.
Right.
I didn't have my.
Yeah, sure. I'm not
radar.
saying the guy that should have gone in the third round. I'm not.
Because I thought I'm a little surprised they didn't go with someone like a Monroe Freeling, who has more traits here than Proctor. Yes, he's a left side guy, but again, if you want to, start to prepare him to play on the right side, at least you can say he's got the physical traits. He's not like really, really heavy, but he's tall and big and strong. Like, I wouldn't have loved the pick. I would have been like, okay, I kind of get why. Best player. The thing with Proctor is the weight. I mean, he's really got to maintain that weight. And we've seen a lot of guys, again, Mekhi Becton, come in heavy and only get larger once they put a lot of money in their pocket. We'll see. I hope that's not the case with him. I don't know if it is. That's just the big red flag more than anything else is that. And I will say this. It was just a couple years ago when we took Chop Robinson out of Penn State, and it happened to be the same exact day that in 1993, Miami took O.J. McDuffie out of Penn State in round 1. We are now 6-year anniversary of the Dolphins taking 2 out of Alabama on the same exact day, taking Proctor out of Alabama in round 1. It's just funny how these things work out, where 6 years to the day, another Alabama guy in round 1, mind you, totally different positions and stuff. And we just did this a few years back with OJ and Chop Robs. Just a coincidence more than anything, just a coincidence. But it's funny how sometimes you just sort of see the dates and the names. Oh, it's 6 years. Time to take someone from Alabama in round 1.
Yeah, great. Hopefully that's exactly the reason they made that decision.
Yeah,
right?
I know. No one, I'll say this. All the mock drafts from, the professionals to the people in our little Twitterverse to the podcast verse here of the Dolphins, I'd be hard-pressed to say anybody had Caden Proctor to Miami at 11, at any number. Most people wouldn't have thought they would have took him at 30 if he was on the board. The fact that at 12, I guess. That's a little curveball. We'll see. I can't wait to that press conference tonight. I can't wait.
Well,
and I know the first question.
They wanted to get bigger and meaner on the offensive line. They got bigger. Yeah, well, I can only imagine the questions.
And be like, what were you thinking? Not taking Downs or Bain? Follow up. Why? You sure?
It'll be interesting. Yeah. That's for sure. So where are we at? Golly, 30 is going to get here before we know it.
I know. It's going to be here soon.
Kind of just flying through here.
Pick 16, the Jets. Oh, typical Jets move. Yep. Last year, you take Mason Taylor at the top of round 2. They take Kenyon Sadiq at 16. Another tight end.
Oh, they're going to go. They're going to be playing a ton of
two
tight end sets. I mean, it worked for the Patriots for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, and yet, who's going to throw to any of them?
Well, that's going to be next year's draft. Because Ty Simpson just went. It's going to be next year's draft.
Unless they love Drew Aller.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple guys that you can get like that. And the kid from LSU, I think there's a couple quarterbacks that were expected to have really good seasons this past year and didn't, and people start to forget about them, but they've played a lot of football and might end up being good pros.
Nussmeier's very interesting because his father's the offensive coordinator of the Saints. He's been well coached. He's probably lived the sport his whole life with their father being a coach. I think that does help on some level to where you're probably just like a little bit ahead of everyone else maybe. If he came out last year, he might have been picked at the end of round 1. They had a rough year this year at LSU. Not all his fault. So he's probably going to fall till tomorrow night, I would think. You do have Beck, maybe round 4-ish, maybe round 3 if he sneaks in. Carson Beck. You got the kid from North Dakota State, who people seem to like. So, yeah, there's a few quarterbacks. I'm shocked. I mean, the Jets, I understand he's a great player, Sadiq, but you got Mekhi Lemon out there. You got some wide receivers out there. You're going to take a second tight end? It's a little strange.
Yeah, I don't love the pick for the Jets.
No, I don't love that pick for the Jets.
Yeah.
Not that I care. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I love the pick for the Dolphins for the Jets.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the next time you talk to Mason, and I told this to Zach Thomas when I had that chance to interview him, just remind Mason, it's not a life sentence. It's only a 4-year contract, and he's free to leave. And this might be like, you know what? I'm free to leave in 3 years.
The rate we're going, we'll still need a tight end. So come on down.
That's probably true.
So, all right. Well, and I'm going to have to tap out here in a second here, fellas. And I may, because I'm in my office still, but I'm going to try to jump back on when the Dolphins are up again, catch up with you guys. But based on what has happened thus far, what are our expectations for pick 30?
Well, I don't think it'll be an offensive lineman. And I'm thinking, since, once again, we got to start taking John Eric Sullivan at his word. Inside out, big guys, big bodies, that stuff. I'm thinking defensive tackle or edge rusher.
I think edge is very much in play. I suppose like they brought in the one defensive tackle for a 30 visit.
Is that Caden McDonald?
Yeah, and so like he could be a guy that they could target. They do need, like, Zach Sealer's not going to be long for this roster. They need another defensive tackle if like they get a playmaker. But I think the edge group, if like a TJ Parker is there at 30, I like, to be honest, I love Malachi Lawrence, and I don't think he'd be a reach at 30. I would love to get one of those edge rushers. But I also think there's some corners that could be there at 30, that would not be a bad pick. You got to see how the board falls. I suppose, like, wide receiver can potentially be in play. There's just so many wide receivers that I like.
That's the deal. Yeah.
That I think I'd want to attack edge at 30.
I mean, obviously, I'm pounding the table for one, and not just because of the position, but because I thought Bain was a special edge. I just was looking at the at Tampa's war room and how excited
celebrating. They should be.
Everybody celebrates, but when a guy falls like that. But no, I'm with you, Aaron. I think for them to have 2 picks in the first round and not come away with an edge rusher would be a disappointment, even beyond my existing disappointment.
So I was just informed they're just about to start a Caden Proctor Zoom call with the media. And then we're going to get Josh Moser probably going to hop on with us. So it'll be interesting to see what Proctor says. Maybe he was given a heads up. Maybe he spent time with Miami. He had some talks. I don't know. I'm sure something will come from that. And then Josh Moser should be joining us here shortly. He's got to hop on the Zoom, he says, then he'll probably join.
Good stuff. Well, tell Josh I said hello.
Will do.
I'm going to take off, guys. It was fun being with you all. I can't say that. And I'm really excited about John Eric Sullivan and
me too.
Team.
I mean, we don't know. Like here, someone in our chat. I don't care. I mean, he's mad at me again. Mike, you're making no sense. Guys, I didn't make the pick. This staff is off like Chris Greer. I didn't make the pick. You can get mad at me. I didn't make the pick. I'm just saying, with all these picks, we don't know. That's all I'm saying. And look, wouldn't have been the guy I picked. Wouldn't have been the guy anyone here on this screen picked. But I want to hear what they got to say tonight, and let's see what happens. And if they're wrong, it's not. Look, I'm going to have a job. I don't lose my job if they're wrong.
Well, I think it's. I don't want to apologize for the pick or anything, but like I think there is a real thing that happens, right? Is that there are all of the draft experts and they have their mock draft. And then you have all of these mock experts over here and they have their mock draft. And these are like the pros and this is what they do. And you start to see a general consensus ranking of all of these players that all, that based on whatever opinions these draft experts have, that this is the order of the players no matter what. And
sure.
no matter how most of the people who will tell you that they're doing independent film review on the side, a lot of them are factoring, as much as they might tell you that they're independent and they don't think about anybody else's rankings, a lot of that other feedback, a lot of that noise is subconsciously going into what that mock draft is going to look like.
There's no
Here's
doubt.
a surprise too. Here's a surprise real quick. Pick 17, Blake Miller, offensive tackle, Clemson. Every mock draft's a top of round 2. Miami can take him. At pick 30, Miami. Here's the offensive line rush right now, where everyone's trying to get their guys. They probably knew that Miami, and they must have keyed in on Proctor more than anyone else, thinking I can get an edge at pick 30 or pick 43. I can't get an offensive lineman there. And they must have liked Proctor more than most, and that's probably what they did because the offensive linemen are flying off the board now.
And I'll just, to finish my analogy, is just because all of these people have their draft boards and this is what the consensus says, that doesn't mean that there isn't somebody else with a conflicting opinion somewhere else that isn't being heard for whatever reason. And if that conflicting person is in the Dolphins draft room and is the one that makes the pick, that doesn't mean that the consensus is right and the Dolphins are wrong. It's just something to consider as all of this is happening. And again, a reminder that it's not like Proctor was, like a 5th round prospect.
No.
All of that is fair. But, we also watch every snap that the Miami Dolphins play, right? I mean, that's we're not qualified in the way that John Eric the scouting staff. Sure. And I don't think anybody here would pretend to say that they are. But as casual fans of the sport, we spend a whole lot of time watching this particular franchise, and we kind of know what we think they need, and we kind of know what we think we want. And so, yes, is some of that influenced by all of the different narratives that are pushed in our face? Absolutely. But at the same time, like, who are the pass rushers on this team right now?
That's the thing. Yeah, I know.
Value the pass rush, and John Eric Sullivan told us he does. If you value the pass rush, you got to say, well, where's it coming from right now? And there's a whole lot of draft picks still left. And in fact, two more than there were when they started this thing. And And who knows, at 30, maybe there is an edge, Aaron. I wonder for the Hurricanes fans, if Mesidor's still there at 30, right? You know, is all of a sudden
Maybe that's the cane.
people feel a little bit better that they lost out on Bain, but they got one of the two. I don't know.
Carson Beck, baby. Mesidor is an interesting one because I think he checks all the boxes from a skill standpoint, but he's going to be a 25-year-old rookie, and you're a franchise that's trying to basically build from scratch for a long rebuild. Do you want a guy who is going to be pushing 30 when he signs his second contract? Is that what you want to invest a first-round pick in?
I do if the guy can play for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I don't think John Eric Sullivan does. So I think you bring up an exceptionally valid point, because I don't think that goes against what he's got his blueprint, and I don't think that's in it.
I will say this. Did we witness the first John Eric Sullivan lie or smokescreen? Because he had a whole press conference about a week ago, and he talked about hitting doubles off the wall and not swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
And he took a boomer bust tackle who most didn't have going in that area, which certainly feels like a swing for the fences.
It does.
That's a great point.
We'll have to have Chris Perkins ask him that question tonight. Seth, send him a
I'll shoot him a text right now.
Send him the question, saying the guys at Dolphins Talk want to know.
Yeah.
Did he swing for a home run, or is he going for the double?
No pressure, Perk. But this looks like a big cut to us. So, guys, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Seth.
And,
thanks for joining.
And tolerating me pouting halfway
That's all right.
through this thing. I'll see if I can dip back in at 30. If
All
not,
right.
I'll shoot you a text. All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right,
Seth. Thank you.
take it easy.
All right. Bye.
All right. Where are we at now?
We are at pick 18.
This is where the popular.
Okay, pick 18. I got pick 18. Vikings take Caleb Downs.
No, Caleb Banks.
Banks. I'm sorry. I got my Caleb's messed up. Oh, my God.
I got very
Downs
confused.
already went.
Downs went. Caleb Downs. Caleb Banks. It
Wow,
doesn't matter
Caleb
what your name
Banks.
is.
Caleb Banks. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a surprise.
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, this is clearly a draft where, crack your jokes, size matters. The big guys are going. Blake Miller, Caden Proctor, Caleb Banks. Make sure I said the right one. This is clearly a draft where the big guys are going off the board here. I do think at 30, it will be an edge rusher. I just call me crazy. I think it's going to be an edge rusher at 30. Zion Young, Lawrence, someone of that nature. I don't know which one. We'll see.
Well, it's looking pretty good at edge right now, but I
It
feel like
is.
the edge. But I feel like
The run's about to start.
We've
Yeah.
seen the offensive line run begin, and I think the edge run is about to begin. But like, if you told me that Keldrick Falk fell to the Dolphins at 30,
Oh, I'd be
Like-
happy as hell.
oh man, like all the things that you like that I like about Reuben Bain, I like about Keldrick Falk, except I don't think the pass rush upside is there. But
Yeah.
you don't got to worry about short arms with him. You don't got to worry about him being a 25-year-old rookie like Mesidor.
No, he's a baby. He's 20,
he's
I think.
20. He's huge. He's physical. If he was to fall at 30, if Malachi Lawrence is there at 30, if TJ Parker is there at 30, if Zion Young is there at 30, it's looking good at this point, but it's like anything can change. Like a couple picks, and all of a sudden we could be, squeezing tight.
100%. Yeah. That is one thing. At pick 30 right now, how it's sort of fallen. Yeah, we'll see.
And there's some safeties there too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You still got the safety from Oregon. He's still out there. So you got him.
And
Thieneman.
McNeil Warren from Toledo.
You got McNeil Warren, and here's someone else who's out there. Even though we don't want him, Jermon McCoy's still out there.
Don't want him.
Don't want him. I know, but he's still out there. I understand it. I understand. I'm with you on that. I don't want him either. I'd rather have Chris Johnson, honestly. But some guys who I don't think people expected to fall fell. Blake Miller, Proctor, Banks went higher than I think most people expected. So there's been some twists and turns. Even at the top one, Love went third. Tate going 4 to Tennessee. That was not a big surprise. It's a surprise though. There's been some twists and turns in this round one. And I think when we get to tomorrow, it's going to be even more twists and turns. When we get to the top of round 2, and these guys have a night to sleep on this stuff.
Can I shout out a Dolphins Talk Extra subscriber
Yes.
that kind of got a lot of sideways looks the other night when we did our Dolphins Talk Extra happy hour? He picked for the Saints and the Bucks, and he had the Saints going Casey Concepcion. No, the Saints didn't take Casey Concepcion.
But they took Tyson.
They took Jordan Tyson, and then he had Peter Woods, defensive tackle, going a lot earlier than people thought at 15 to the Bucks. Or well, I guess but Caleb Banks ends up going super early. I think he wasn't as far off as people thought.
He was actually pretty spot on. Yeah, that was Robert Kramer, right?
Yeah. But Minnesota going Caleb Banks there was a surprise.
I thought they'd go secondary. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're pick number 19 is in.
Who is it?
Carolina.
And it's Carolina has picked Georgia offensive tackle Monroe Freeling at number 19.
This is that run.
Dylan Thieneman dropping a little bit in this draft is
you can
another
drop to 30 for my sake.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I would love him at 30. Like, I don't think he's going to make it to 30, but now like just another name there that I think is, could potentially, he could actually go right here to the Cowboys. Or no, the Cowboys took Caleb down, so they're not going to take a safety.
No, they're probably going to go. I could see them going linebacker, edge rusher. I could see them going Messidor. I could see them going CJ Allen. So I could see them doing a few things here.
They could be the team that goes Jermod McCoy.
They could go Jermod McCoy, but they took an injured corner last year, so many people don't think they'll do that.
Yeah.
We have a trade. The Eagles have traded up into the Dallas pick at 20. That's interesting. What could this be all about? Obviously, it's the wide receiver, right?
Lemon.
They're going to draft. They got to. Atlanta's going to draft, or I know Philadelphia's going to draft a wide receiver because they're about to trade AJ Brown.
They could go offensive line. The guy from Arizona State, Ian Acher, ton of tools, just really raw because he's only played football for a couple of years, coming from Nigeria. But just like freak athlete and really had a great showing at the Senior Bowl and was picking up everything really quickly. I could see him very much being an Eagles type of pick. I don't know that I would have traded up for him though. So it's interesting that they're trading up. It's a guy that they really covet, that they were afraid was going to go, which makes me think maybe Thieneman.
Yeah, true. We'll see. Trying to update stuff on the site here as we.
I'm really genuinely curious of what they do here at 30, but I do think it's. I don't know. What do you think is more likely at this point, Rain?
Edge or defensive tackle? Because I know we took 3 of them last year at tackle, but they didn't take them. Those are someone else's picks. They don't care. So I think it's going to be a tackle. Once again, size, build up the trenches, build inside out. Look, everything this guy says has turned out to be true. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, he hasn't lied since he is so transparent. He's as transparent as cellophane. Everything he said, he has sort of lived up to. I could see it being that, or I could see it being I just think edge, honestly. Edge or tackle, like Zion Young, Falk. If somebody falls through the cracks there, we could see that. I gotta run to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, go for it. While you're doing that, I'll tell everybody that the Eagles got pick number 20 and a 7th round pick. And in order, I'm sorry, yeah, the Eagles got pick number 20 and a 7th round pick. They traded away 23, 114, and 137. Are they going to go receiver here?
I mean, I don't think, to me, if you're gonna look for an AJ Green or AJ Brown replacement, I don't think it's Mekhi Lemon. I think it would be more like a Denzel Boston type, and I don't think you'd trade up from 23 if that was the target. I tend to think it's going to be either an edge that they really love and just didn't want to wait for, but I don't even think it's that. I think it's going to be Dylan Thieneman or potentially Jermon McCoy.
Interesting. McCoy is the one that had the injury concern, right?
McCoy is the guy who's coming off of an ACL, but then tested, so he missed the entire season last year for Tennessee. But then he had this amazing pro day, but now there's all these questions about his other knee, which to me is like, okay, get him out of my first round. Like, I'm not taking the guy in the first round. But if not for that injury concern, potentially was the number one corner on the draft in the draft this year.
Correct.
But I look at Dylan Thieneman, who I think is clearly the best safety left on the board, is a ball hawk and very versatile, has played in two different defenses where he's played completely different roles and played them at a very high level. I think would be a tremendous pick for the Eagles here. And because of the position scarcity, the only one that kind of makes sense for me as far as like trading up, unless they like really loved like the tackle from Arizona State.
So I was right about the Eagles at 20. They've already they drafted Mekhi Lemon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he's not a big guy. He's a slot guy, kind of like what's his face? Smith.
They are hoping
that
Mekhi Lemon is like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't know that I see it. But that's the hope, because you're talking about a guy whose best asset is like, he can be an elite slot guy. He can do a little bit on the outside. To me, like, there's very much a world where Mekhi Lemon is not like even a 100 target guy. He's just like a really good wide receiver too. So it's interesting to me, not that they would take him where they're taking him, but that they would trade up to get him.
Yeah. A little surprised by that, honestly. But look, we're not one to question the Eagles. Everything they've done the past, 10 years has turned to gold. So, God bless them. They are one of those teams that every move they've made has turned out to be gold. Kudos to them. So I'm still confused by the Jets pick of another tight end when you take Mason Taylor at the top of round 2 last year. Only the Jets. They should have took Lemon. Put him opposite Wilson. Yeah. And then you got your tight end of Mason Taylor. That would have made more sense.
That's a pretty good. I don't know. It feels like, Brain, tell me if I'm wrong. Does it feel like this is trending in a good direction for the Dolphins right now in terms of 30? I mean, maybe they'll surprise us and take somebody that none of us are thinking about.
If they want to,
it was trending well at 11, and then I thought it was trending even better at 12.
Yeah. If they want a wide receiver, Casey Concepcion's there, Omar Cooper's there. Boston's there. I don't think they'll want one, but if they wanted to, one of those three, I'd say probably will be there. We're 10 picks away. One, I think probably will be there if they wanted to. I just think they're going edge. I just think edge or tackle, build inside out, size. So I think Zion Young, I think TJ Parker, I think Falk, and I think the nose tackle McDonald. Maybe even Peter Woods is in the mix. I don't know. So I think it's something like that.
I tend to agree with you. I have such a hard time believing that this regime that is built, being helmed by two guys from Green Bay, the head coach being a defensive guy, and knowing that the offensive coordinator is Bobby Slowick, who is an internal hire from last year. I find it difficult to believe that in that situation, they would be inclined to use premium draft capital at a position like receiver.
Yeah.
You just brought up an interesting point that I don't think we talked enough about earlier when the Dolphins made their pick. I don't even think that Kalen Proctor is a good fit for the offense that the Dolphins are running.
Unless they're changing it and they haven't said nothing. Yes, you're right.
Because
he's not his own guy.
He's a big, slow guy. Like he's not a zone blocking scheme. Like he's not this replacement for Austin Jackson if you're running the same offense.
You're 100% right, unless they're changing the offense, which again, they might. We all assumed with Slowick staying it'd be a similar offense. You know what happens when you assume.
Yeah. But I mean, Slowick ran the same offense when he was in Houston.
True.
So.
That's I mean, interesting evening so far, boys. I gotta give away another price, and I gotta find another way to do this though. Let me see. Because I want to give away the next one before pick 30, just because. Why not?
I'm trying to think if the first person who delivers me another THC root beer. To my front door, please.
Yeah.
Please don't come to my front door.
No, be very careful in this day of age. People are mad I turned off my lamp. Guys, that lamp behind me, if you leave it on for like longer than like a few hours, it gets so hot it could burn down my house. It's been on since 7:30. Yes, those lava lamps get hot. And they say like no more than like 3 hours. We're getting close to 3 hours, so I had to turn it off. I'm not burning down my house over
time here on the live.
I ain't burning down my house tonight, guys. No offense. Lamp's great. It'll be back on again tomorrow night. It ain't staying on anymore tonight.
Any thoughts on who the Steelers are going to take here?
Oh, we got a super chat from Patrick Mullen. I got it.
I love it. It's very good. Very on brand.
I wouldn't trust Slowick to change his underwear, let alone an offense, to a non-Shanahan scheme. Patrick, you're 100% right. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat as always. That's a great point. Any other great points? Send in more super chats. We love it. But no, that's a great point. That is a great point.
Yeah, the more I'm thinking about that pick, like I want to see the vision, but if they're not changing the offense, like I mean, it's just the pick doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I cannot.
The offensive line doesn't make a whole lot of sense at the moment.
No, I can't.
I mean,
wait.
It's big, it's big, and it's athletic. Maybe they're thinking, well, hey, if Proctor loses 30 pounds, he's going to be super athletic.
Yeah. Well, if they do that, they're idiots. They're idiots. Waiting for him to lose weight. What's Austin Jackson's contract? Is it tradable? Because maybe they got a trade in mind. He's got one more year.
Worked
and
it
they've
down
already
to
paid
like
the majority
7-8
of it
million or something.
So this year, and they probably paid most of it this year already. Cap number this year is 6.8. Trade post June 1st. Trade them post June 1st. You eat 5.1 at dead. You get 1.7 back. What if they trade them now? They can't trade them now. No. They could do a post June 1st trade. Actually, makes sense. Maybe they got someone on the hook to trade them after June 1st. And then you just move Proctor to right tackle. And maybe they felt he was the best right tackle on the board. I don't know. I'm just guessing like everyone else. Here's what we're going to do. Tonight, before everyone goes to bed or first thing in the morning, I'm sure it's going to be out there. The Caden Proctor Zoom call. But yes, the John Eric Sullivan press conference is going to be must see. Not because everyone's going to be mad at it. I mean, some fans will, whatever. But just to see what he says. And it's going to be interesting to see what he says. And I'm sure, Perkins and Omar and all the great reporters in South Florida, they will ask a tough. Here's one thing. I've gotten to know Chris Perkins a little bit now, like over the past few months. He ain't afraid to ask a tough question. He'll sit there and ask the tough questions, Perk. So I know Perk's going to come through for me because I know he's there and I know he'll ask it. We'll see.
Tell him to ask if he was swinging for the double off the wall or if he was swinging for the fences.
That is, yeah.
That is
like we literally spoke about that on the fish tank, not yesterday, but last Wednesday when Seth wasn't there. It was myself, Perk, OJ, and Savak, I think. And we spent a lot of time talking about that line because he said it that day. Home runs, just hit doubles. I go, just hit 5 or 6 doubles, sneak in 1 home run. I'll be a happy man. Perk said, yeah, same thing. Just keep hitting doubles. And I think he went for the home run here with his first pick.
Ian Otshore to Pittsburgh at 21.
Yeah. So anybody that was under this illusion that like the Dolphins were going to have like a great options at tackle at 30,
not happening. No way.
It would not have happened if the Dolphins didn't take a tackle where they took him. Was it the right pick? I don't know.
Here's the thing. Here's what I want to give him credit for. This guy found a way to get 2 fifth-round picks out of Dallas to move down 1 spot. Now, look, I would have loved to take Caleb Downs. I'm not going to lie. But if he didn't want them, which clearly he didn't, he found a way to swindle 2 5th-round picks to move down and still get the guy he wanted. Not necessarily we wanted, but he wanted. So he swindled 2 picks out of Dallas.
Yeah.
Unless they, I mean, do you think that they had Kalen Proctor graded ahead of Caleb Downs?
No, but I think he didn't want a safety. He wanted an offensive lineman.
Okay, but that's where the problem lies.
Yeah,
is
I
that
agree.
if you do have Caleb Downs graded ahead of Kalen Proctor, and you got 2 5th-round picks, and you got Proctor because Downs was gone, like
I agree.
if Caleb Downs ends up being an all-pro and Kalen Proctor is just, whatever,
I agree.
like, who gives a crap about the 2 5th-round picks?
I agree. I'm just telling you what they're going to say.
This is like the compensatory argument all over again.
Same
like
thing.
who get like, oh, we're racking up 5th-round picks. We're racking up compensatory picks. So this is John Eric Sullivan loves his 5th-round picks as much as Chris Greer loves compensatory picks.
Ah, boy.
It's going to be fun for the next handful of years. Every time Ruben Bain gets a sack on a Sunday, every time Downs gets a pick 6 or forces a turnover, that's all Dolphins fans are going to remember from tonight.
When we move Proctor
better be damn good.
When we move Proctor to the right side and he's going one-on-one against Bain in a regular season game and Bain eats his lunch, oh, that's not going to be a good look.
No.
Yeah. When do we play Tampa next?
It says all the possibilities of being an absolute fall on your face pick here for the Dolphins. It absolutely does. But when you talk to people, when they talk about his upside, is that if he can keep his weight under control and can be the athlete that they know him to be, that it could actually be a huge hit for the Dolphins. We just don't know. We're not going to know for a while.
Somebody made a comment in the chat, and it seems like something that you would see and you just kind of brush it off, but then you actually think about it and you say, well, why not? Like, just get him on Ozempic.
What I mean, whatever
like,
you got to do.
He's not going to eat himself off out of the league if he's on Ozempic. Like, get this
Buongiorno,
guy. Like,
Ozempic?
You're getting it. Like, you're making an investment. You're going to get this guy a full-time dietitian, a full-time nutritionist.
Yes, absolutely.
You're going to do everything that you can. You've obviously, I would hope, vetted the guy significantly to be picking him this high. They have to have a belief that the eating thing isn't going to be the issue.
No.
But that said, I mean, I still don't know that it's a great fit.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They wanted to build from the trenches. We know that. So they've picked this guy that they believe is going to do that. And so here we are. And they're, like, it's not like, I guess the thing that for me is like kind of keeping me in check, as bad as a pick as it seems to be on its face. This is a guy with upside, like actual,
absolutely.
Like the consensus is that it's not like this is a guaranteed miss, but and in fact, it's one, if there is a hit, it's going to pay off really big. But now we're talking about it like we talked about a Chris Greer signing. It's like, well, we got this guy for really cheap. So if he's as good as he can be, he's gonna be great as long as he can stay healthy.
Let me read. Let's see what the NFL, because I'm posting stuff on the site. I'm trying to monitor stuff. I got a lot going on here. Let me see. Went to NFL.com because their write-ups are pretty good on Proctor. Massive frame with good length, big knock back pop when accelerating into contact, down blocks and double teams. He's very good there. Captures and seals the outside edge with upper body power. Adequate early quickness to execute move blocks. That might have sold him on zone coverage. Able to cover and engulf his second level targets. Settles into pass reps with adequate hand timing. Power rushers need to pack a lunch against him. Rush plans are stifled when he centers his contract. Centers his contact. Those are the strengths. The weaknesses: indecisive and inefficient when a defender isn't in front of him. cross-faced by slants and short area movement, does too much catching and not enough punching, early gate opener with weight drifting too far outside. So, again, everyone's got strengths and weaknesses. Those are some of his strengths. Those are some of his weaknesses. 6'7", 352 with athletic ability. At the combine, he posted the best vertical jump by a player weighing at least 350 pounds since 2003 by 2 full inches. He's powerful run blocker who can latch, lift, and drive edge defenders. He walls off all defenders when he doesn't get a push. No, he walls off defenders when he doesn't get a push. He moves well enough to be efficient in the zone run game. He has the range to reach linebackers and get out in front when he pulls, and he can overwhelm defenders in space. A true junior, a 3-year starter at left tackle at Alabama. He got a whole bunch of awards.
Messador to the Chargers, by the way.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He carried the ball 5 times in 2025, and Alabama's willingness to give him the ball speaks to his athletic ability. Great. Put him at the goal line. Proctor's tape is underwhelming, but he has experience as a 3-year starter in the SEC. He possesses rare tools. So.
Oh,
the Mo's knows. Josh, what's going on?
Knows.
Always on the move.
Over there?
Oh man, we're just in the team facility. We got a class in here. Will's talking to him now. We just finished the live shots at 10. Everyone's just bummed, man. Like,
Ruben Bain was there. So was Caleb Downs.
You know, we kind of felt like Downs was a pick. Like, we knew that the Dolphins loved Downs. He was one of their top 4 players that they wanted. You know, I get it. You wanted to acquire picks. Sully stood true to that. But, you know, to me, it was really interesting. And we asked him straight up, like, Nick Saban said that this kid's not a self-starter. And he admitted he was 400 pounds in an offseason when he was a freshman. But this kid's 20 years old. We talk about, you know, the upside for him and this team having a little bit of a runway. So you're hoping that he really hits. But, you know, to me, Downs was the best defensive player in the draft. He's just special. I understand that safety's not a, you know, premium position, but this is the choice. I know Dolphins fans were like, Ruben Bain is there, you know, take him. He ends up going 15. That's just a heartbreak. Like, you had an opportunity to get the entire fan base behind you and get the city excited, the hometown kid, and they didn't. They went a different direction.
Where are they going to play this kid? Because it ain't left tackle.
No, it's not. Patrick Paul is locked in. The only thing that I can think of is that you know, you've got insurance for Austin Jackson. I mean, we talked about it a lot on the show. You hope that this kid can play on the right side. But I mean, 350 pounds, him and Paul, you have 2 of maybe the largest bookends in the National Football League when you talk about protecting a quarterback. And we know that's priority 1. But I mean, do you really want to use that from Malik Willis, who's probably not going to be the guy in 2 years? So, yeah, I mean, look, we knew that they were going to go trenches, but I don't know. To me, Downs was there. And then if you knew that Bain was going to slide, you could have traded back with somebody else, gotten more than 2 5th-round compensatory picks. Because basically, all those
5th-round
picks, like, you're just going to package those together to move up later in the rounds. That's all that they're going to – it just gives them more ammo to trade back up. So it's not like they're going to pick 13 guys. They don't have room on the roster for that. Or they can't pay 13 guys. So, great, you're going to move up from, you know, 4th round, like 5 spots, like for a 5th-round pick. Like, you better fucking hit that guy then. I mean, that's
nailed it.
But it's just like, it's not that the Dolphins are going to dolphin because it's a new regime, but look, this guy was here on a top 30 visit. They liked him, and you can't teach size. He's got that, and they're really hoping that they can coach this dude up. We know that it's going to be a project, but I just felt that there were so many options available, and you know, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that this guy turns into a perennial Pro Bowler, and you know, but I'm curious. I mean, you got a kid that's from Des Moines, Iowa. I got family in Des Moines, Iowa. Like, I've been there, and you know, then you go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and you've never been to Miami. Like, all of a sudden, you can move to Miami, and you're 20 years old with all of a sudden guaranteed money. Curious to see how he handles that. I hope that he's got phenomenal people around him, and I'm sure the Dolphins will do their best to make sure that he's taken care of. But yeah, I mean, this is we were hoping. You know, it's Miami. We like splash. We like sexy pick, and this just wasn't that.
This reeks of Mekhi Becton to me. That's the name. I see this kid in his size. It's Mekhi Becton, who got picked by the Jets very high. And you put a little money in him, 350 goes to 400, 405 real quick. That's my fear. That's my fear.
And he's been at 400. Like, this. So,
you know this.
I mean,
get that Ozempic and Buongiorno. Get him Ozempic and Buongiorno.
There you go. I mean, look, I love the highlights of him, being split out wide and catching the ball and running a couple guys over. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it pans out.
Did you get to talk to anybody? But was it just with the player? Were you able to hear from the staff and sort of glean like, obviously they're going to project a lot of confidence and excitement about drafting this guy, but do you get a general sense of what the vibe is outside of the media room?
No, we have not spoken to Sully or Hafley. They're in the draft room because they've got the 30th overall pick. The vibe amongst all of us that here, I'm going to show you guys like kind of what's going on here. So like, here's the
but they are gonna
all of us.
Yeah.
So we got everybody that's here.
Yeah, but they will talk tonight though, right? Once it's over round 1.
Yeah, so we'll get him after the 32nd pick. But
wow.
I mean,
here's the question, Josh.
Like you have
here's the question.
You have him.
Here's the question, because he said last Wednesday that he was told his time in Green Bay, don't swing for home runs, hit a lot of doubles. Say this seems like a home run type of pick, or do you see this as hitting one off the wall and hitting a double? Because this doesn't seem like hitting a double. This seems like boom or bust home run swing.
This to me,
it's his words.
Sounds like a scouting department move. And the person that I can compare him to is a defensive lineman named Kenny Clark that now plays for the Cowboys. Yeah. Kenny Clark was 20 years old coming out of UCLA, and he projected to be a Pro Bowler. And he got there. Like, he really did get there. But you got him on a value deal even after his 5 years. So I see this in a similar light where you have a kid that's 20 years old and that he's got a very high ceiling instead of, the very high floor that's going to be ready, right away. But yeah, you got to hit on this guy because, this
first round pick, can't miss.
Yeah. 12th. And to me, Patrick Paul, in the community, everything that he's done has said that he's going to be here and he's the guy. So
good too.
You've got Aaron Brewer locked up at center. Now this guy could play guard. I could see him playing guard and sliding in because he does have that versatility. And then you've got a replacement if Austin Jackson gets hurt, which is probably going to happen, probably in the first 7 weeks, which has kind of been the situation. But yeah, I mean, so that maybe solves that problem. But I don't know. I was super high on Downs. And when you hear Nick Saban talk about a player like this, like he's very positive. Like he ain't calling anybody out. But for him to say something says a lot. And I think what Saban says carries weight. But then again, number one name in the game is keeping that quarterback clean. So you can't have enough protectors, but it's also you got to get to the quarterback too. And yeah, I mean, he's going to have to hit on. I said with these top 7 picks, by year 3, you need 6 of those 7 guys to be a starter, and 2 of them need to be Pro Bowlers. And so he's got some more ammo. Let's see what happens.
So the
I
Cowboys.
have one other question. I have one.
Just real quick. Just real quick. That the Cowboys took Malachi Lawrence out of Central Florida, the edge rusher. So he's off the board.
Mm-hmm. The question that I would want answered is if Dallas, let's say, I mean, I assume that they kind of knew that why Dallas was trading up probably to get Downs, but like if Downs wasn't the pick from Dallas at 11 and Downs and Proctor were both on the board, would they have still taken Proctor? So in other words, was Proctor actually higher on the board than Downs?
That's the question for John Eric Sullivan. So to me, the answer would be yes, because that's the only rationale that explains the move.
Because otherwise you're saying we're taking a lesser player for 2 fifth-round picks.
Correct. And that's the question that has to be asked. And only Sully and the scouts know that. So I'm excited to see what their answer to that will be. To me, it's not even close. But, I mean, I'm a, reporter. But from all of the other experts, like they were just as baffled. And I'm curious, even the kid that went later from Penn State, I know he's a guard, but I mean, that's a need that they have. Like you had other options. Like like I would have no problem. How do I want to say this? I feel like you could have gotten him at like 18 to 20. I didn't think you needed to pick him at 12.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. But what do I know? Like you said, he's got to be a Pro Bowler. I just don't know where you play him next year.
I don't know where you play him. That's the thing. And
I think
if you're going to move him to the right side
spots, you got to be playing him at one of the guard spots his rookie year. I mean, like, can you really just? I mean, I guess you could say he could be our swing tackle. You know, because we're in such the infancy of a build, and we're going to be bad this year, and you could just say it's the ultimate long game pick. But the problem there is that then you're going to be answering questions about this guy all season long if he's not playing.
Right. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is, Jonas Savaianaya is normally on the right side. So you kick him back over there. And so now you've got this left side where you put him in at guard, and you've got Malik Willis run behind that left side. All right, that makes sense. I can see that. Then you can counter with Achane, or even, have Achane run through there, or Ollie Gordon. I mean, and you're just going to beat the left side. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's...
Here's the thing, though. If the long-term plan is for him to take over Frost and Jackson, you got to play him at right guard this year to get him used to playing on the right-hand side of the line.
Again, yeah. I mean, that's... these are the questions that we have to have answered. I mean,
They must have a plan. Clearly, they have a plan.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it just, that's where the confusion comes. Like, where do you play him now? And is the plan he's taking over for us? Which they won't say. They're going to say, Austin Jackson's under contract. We're happy for him. We're happy to have him. But most fans can see through the bullshit, saying he ain't going to be here after this year, clearly. And he'll probably be hurt by week 4. So what's the plan? Because if it's for him to take over for Jackson, put him at right guard now. Because why wait? He's got to learn how to play on the right-hand side.
I'm with you. But I think they have a little bit more of a long-term plan. But
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
And I think, and I imagine that they're going to come out with a pretty clear explanation, because I'm sure they will have gotten the message of how this is being received.
Yeah, I don't think they give a two shits. Sorry.
Cleveland just took Casey Concepcion, wide receiver, 24.
Okay, so Lemon's gone. So who's left? Yeah, that's it. Like, he was the
all the edge rushers. A lot of edge rushers are still there.
You've got Bell,
Eldrick Falk,
ACL. Would he be the only one?
Wide receiver wise, you got
Austin
you got the kid from
Cooper,
Washington there. Yeah.
Omar Cooper.
And Omar Cooper. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be an edge rusher, because you still got Falk, Zion Young, Parker.
I see, he's of the same mold. Like, he was my pick at 30. Same thing. 20 years old, freak athlete.
Yeah.
Specimen. But this to me screams a lot of Ravens, because Ravens love to draft off of measurables. And basically the Green Bay philosophy came from the Ravens, and now I think that makes sense. But I don't know.
Six more picks. I don't know if we'll be there. Yeah.
Like, you had a chance to do something. I know the big guys that can move aren't sexy, but I don't know. It's I would say it's humdrum. Is it? It's meh. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting. What they say in that press conference is going to be interesting, because they're going to get real questions. You guys are going to you guys ask real questions. You're going to be asking questions, and I want to see how he answers it.
Yeah.
Because up until now, it's been a little bit of a honeymoon for John Eric Sullivan. Everything he said, everyone in the media said he's been saying the right things. This is great, saying the right things. This one, again, it's a draft pick. We don't know. This kid might turn out to be Richmond Webb. We have no idea. But tonight, they're going to be asking him. We have Bain, coached by Jason Taylor from Miami there. You have this kid from Ohio State. Everyone says, take away the positions, top 5, so-and-so in this draft. You had some other guys. Why him? Are you concerned about the weight? Where are you going to play him? Like, there's real questions here that he's going to have to answer tonight.
Yeah. I will keep you in the loop. I got to jet back and hop on something real fast. But
thank you, Josh.
If I find any more nuggets, I will pass them on. And the question is, does Carson Beck jump back into this first round because Simpson went so early? So I don't think so personally, but I
don't think so either. He might go tomorrow, though, round 2 pretty quick.
I
with pick number 30 in the first round of the NFL.
Here we go again. Yeah. So we're going to make it 26 years of no playoff wins. So, hoorah.
All right, Josh. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye.
The Mose knows.
Mose knows.
Who's left right now, like at edge? Like I guess the edge
Falk,
run has started
Parker,
because
Zion.
because now Mesidor and Lawrence were two of the last 3 picks. Do we have the Bears pick?
I don't know. Let me see.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because the Bears could be going edge here too, or defensive line help. They should be going somewhere on the defensive side of the ball. Dylan Thieneman still available.
Dylan Thieneman, yeah. Okay, I have a question. Let's give away a prize here. So we can give away the second one tonight. Which one I want? Let's see which one I want to give away. We did the chop. This one, let's give away. Oh, I have it in the other room. It's a Tyreek Hill autographed mini football.
Oh,
I mean, not football, mini helmet. Mini helmet. Tyreek Hill autographed mini helmet. First person to respond in the chat wins. And again, once you win, you're going to have to email me your name and address to DolphinsTalk1977@gmail.com.
get ready, everybody.
Here's the question. In 1999, which team had 2 quarterbacks named Billy Joe? In 1999, which team had 2 quarterbacks on their roster named Billy Joe? Name the team. First one wins.
Here we go. I don't know this one.
We got it. Alex.
Al.
Alex has it. The Saints.
Al from Port St.
gets it.
Lucie.
Okay.
Alex, please, hold on. Alex, please send me an email right now. Don't forget, because I can't trace you down here on YouTube. Send me an email to DolphinsTalk1977@gmail.com. And then I need your name and your address, and we'll get this out to you. DolphinsTalk1977@gmail.com. Send me that. Mr. McDolphin, you send me that too for the first one, but I know I can reach you through our Patreon, so I'm not too worried about you.
The Bears at number 25 took Oregon safety Dylan Thieneman.
Okay.
So that,
it's got to be edge rusher, or it could be.
So that dream is dead. And then the Bills have traded pick number 26 to the Texans. All right. The Bills have traded. Yes, they traded pick number 26 to the Texans.
Okay, so I'm thinking edge rusher or Emmanuel McNeil Warren from Miami. Or, I mean, that's just my guess. It could be any number of things.
Because the offensive linemen have kind of gone. The tackles are all seem to be gone.
Here's the trade. Houston traded. The Bills traded picks 26 and 91 to Tennessee in exchange for, or not Tennessee, Houston for picks 28, 69, and 167.
What are the Bills? They always pick at the bottom of round 1, and they're always traded out when there's like quality wide receivers staring at them in the face, and they'll trade out of the pick, not get a wide receiver, and then like by week 3, well, they got no one to throw to. What? Jesus Christ. Just stick and pick one of these years.
I would have thought the Bills would stick and pick an edge there. But I could also see
they might get one
where,
still,
where they think they like a bunch of different guys, and like, they get to move up however many picks it was. They moved up from what you said, 77 to 66 or 69. Josh, you had
the pick was, I'm sorry, I lost the numbers there. It was Texans got 26 and 91. The Bills got 28, 69, and 167.
So they moved up from 91 to 67?
Yes.
Wow. They moved up 24 spots.
It was nicer than that. They moved to 69.
Okay. So they moved up 22 spots to drop down 2 spots in the first round. That's a pretty good trade. They'll probably still get the guy that they want.
Here's a question. Dolphins fans just monitoring social media, aren't too happy right now. At pick 30, if they took Jamad McCoy, you're going to have Dolphins Nation burned to the ground tonight.
A lot of doubles off the wall, Mike. A lot of doubles off the wall with those 2 picks, if those are the 2 picks.
If he does that John Eric Sullivan press conference tonight will have like 1 million views from Dolphins fans.
The clock is ticking already, Mr. Sullivan.
Yeah, I'm still hoping for Falk here.
Yeah, honestly, I would take any of those edge, like whether it's
Parker,
Falk Parker,
Zion
Young, like any of those guys, if they're there at 30, would be a great pick. And you're getting to the point where you got Houston, San Francisco, Buffalo, Kansas City. You only got 4 teams picking in front of you. There's a good chance that one of those edge rushers is going to be there, unless it's just one after another right here.
Yeah.
So as of now, what is the pick that you would most want them to make?
One of those edges,
one of those edges. We have nothing at edge.
Zion Young.
Nothing.
Young, Parker, Falk, I think all would be really good fits. I think Falk specifically for like that sort of Green Bay Packers, mold is freak athlete, super big size, would set the edge and has a lot of upside because of his athletic tools. I think he would make a lot of sense for them, but Parker could step in right away and has a lot of those same qualities and is a more polished player. Oh, the Dolphins traded up.
Oh, really?
Oh, we've got news.
Hold on.
The Texans picked somebody at 26, but the Dolphins are on the clock at 27.
Dolphins are on the clock. Texans drafted Georgia Tech guard Keelan Rutledge.
Man, those offensive linemen are hot.
So the Dolphins traded with the 49ers, so they're now at 27. So what are they going to do here?
I'm guessing they want to be at the front of the line on the edge rusher run. That's a guess.
Let me throw another name out here. I mean, there are 2 names that come to mind that we haven't spent a lot of time on. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, the safety from Toledo, and Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end.
He gone.
Kenyon
The Jets at 16.
Oh, the Jets. That's right. The Jets made that. So
here's the name. McDonald out of Ohio State, the nose tackle as well. I think these guys clearly like size and all that good stuff. I think he's I think it's an edge because they really have nothing at edge, but who knows?
I think it's an edge too. I think it's got to be an edge.
The Dolphins traded picks 30 and 90 to the 49ers.
Oh, okay. So you only got 3
in exchange
picks.
for 27 and 138.
Okay, so
so you pick
go from a 3rd to a 4th.
Yeah.
Let's see
who they pick.
This is good. This is going to be an interesting night. And I'll tell you right now, folks, I've been getting text messages from Tom. You're going to want to listen to the podcast after tonight. Tom's a little fired up.
He's got some Lugias in his system.
Yeah.
Oh my.
God love Big E. He's posting pictures from the draft party saying it's a success when like 98% of Twitter is like telling the Dolphins to F off. I love Big E. Party's great. Yeah.
To me, this has to be like an edge that they clearly had above these. For me, Keldrick Falk would be the pick here.
Oh, look, I would love that pick. I think Falk's the perfect guy here because that's sort of, you want to build inside out. You got 2 big guys, whether we like Proctor or not, whether people like or don't like Falk, you clearly are trying to shake that soft label. You're getting bigger. You're not going to get pushed around as much clearly with these guys, and you are building the trenches. All we hear all year is build the trenches, fix the offensive line, build the trenches, build the trenches, build the trenches. Again, I understand people might not like the pick, but he's doing what you wanted him to do. He just didn't take the guy you wanted.
The pick is in. I'm just waiting to hear what it is. At 27.
27.
Do we think that they could go wide receiver here?
It's always possible because they need it.
I would be
it is
a little surprised.
I'd be a little surprised too.
If they did not spend one of their 2 first-round picks on a defensive player for this regime, I'd be very surprised.
And one more time for Alex, I haven't seen your email. Please send me that email because I'm not going to be able to go back here on YouTube and contact you with your name and address. You will get this here within a week. I promise.
Just send it in. F it. Send it in.
And here's the other thing, too. Everyone said John Eric Silva. He won't trade up. Guess what? He traded up.
Yeah.
Mind you, is looking for that email.
He still netted an extra pick in the deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because now they're up to what? 13 picks overall?
So 12 now because they just traded one of them away.
No. Yeah, but they're swaps.
Yeah, because they got one back. Yeah, they get because they got that pick in the 130s.
Yeah, so
So
it went
they
from
gave
90 to
up
130,
90,
so it's still a
yeah.
swap. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. So it is 13.
Yeah, I mean, they whoever they're drafting here, they really love because
They really like.
They moved down 40 spots. They moved
Yeah.
down basically an entire round to move up 3 spots. They really love this player. To me, the only guy that I think you could potentially have in like a tier above, if you're going edge, would be Keldrick Falk. I'm a little concerned that they might have Jermod McCoy in like a tier above everybody
fuck.
else. That's the one that concerns
Here's
me.
the deal. I liked McCoy up until this week when they said about the second foot thing. When it was
Right.
just the ACL and he ran a 4.38, I'm like 4.38. Even if it's not lateral straight line by September, he should be. It's still 4.38. He killed the vertical, killed the long jump. He'll be fine by September. I was fine. Then the foot thing comes out, and I go, that's just too far for me to go at this point.
Hey, Mike, send Al your email in the chat.
Oh, okay.
According to a source, the Dolphins are drafting San Diego State cornerback Chris Johnson at 27.
That's not bad. I mean, he's a good player if it's him.
I mean, they clearly love him. I mean, like, do you
Clearly.
love him that much more than Colton Hood
And it's official.
and Brandon
It's
Cisse?
official.
Do you love him so much more than the other guys that are on the board that you're willing to basically move down around with one of your picks to get him? I like the player. I think it's a good pick. It's a solid pick. I can't hate the pick.
He's your number one corner. Let's just be honest at this point. You have nothing else.
Yeah. I don't love the trade back, but I understand it if, like, especially given the cornerback situation on the board, like with McCoy's injury flags, Chris Johnson is a bigger body type compared to some of the other corners that are projected to go at this, like in this area. So I could totally understand them saying, hey, like, this is the guy that we want. We're going to go get him. And this feels like, you know, you win offensive line in the first round. Jeff Hafley is here, defensive guy, background in defensive backs. This very much feels like Jeff Hafley saying, I want this guy. And I know John Eric Sullivan made a point to say, look, the buck stops here. I'm making the picks and everything. But this very much feels like, you know, a guy that Jeff Hafley probably had circled.
So it's a solid pick here. I saw somebody asking in the chat, do we think that this is somebody that would have been around at 30?
Clearly,
Possibly.
they think no. Possibly, but they must think no.
And
Clearly.
the other question is, to me, there's 2 questions. It's, do you think he would have been there? Well, I guess 3 questions. Do you think he would have been there at 30? Do you think there's an appreciable drop-off between him and the other cornerbacks that are on the board that either would have been there at 30 or potentially would be there at 43, because you still got 43? And how much more do you like this guy than the edge players that are on the board? Because you still have Zion Young, TJ Parker, and Keldrick Falk all on the board as well. Like, I'd have been happy with any of those guys at 30 and not traded back like however many picks it was, like 40 picks.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna have to just wait and see how the rest of this round kind of pans out here. Maybe they have eyes on other moves and maneuvers. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I feel kind of meh on this, but again, I don't know enough about it to be able to feel strongly one way or the other.
I mean, he's a guy who most people thought would go top of round 2, but in the past few weeks, he's been sneaking in late round 1s. Because I follow all these mocks like a madman, because that's what we do at the site. He was someone who a lot of people had Miami at pick 30. So the fact that, you know, he was a late round 1 guy, the fact he sneaks in here at the, you know, that they had to slide up a little and get him, not shocking. because he probably was going to go late round 1 to somebody. Happens to be us. He's a very good player. He's a very good player. There's just no question about that. And yeah, I mean, it's fine. Look, we need help everywhere, so I can't like complain. I mean, this is a fine pick. It's where many people expected him to go. It's absolutely fine, and I'm okay with it. So, yeah, I mean, look, they come out with help on the offensive line and help at corner. Again, it might not be the guys we wanted. I get that, but it ain't Chris Greer making the picks, and I want to give this guy a little benefit of the doubt. His first draft here, but yeah, I mean, this guy's one of those guys that has sort of great technique, super athletic, scheme versatile, all that good stuff. He checks a lot of the boxes.
He also traded. I mean, we now lost a top 100 pick.
Yeah.
I know it was 90. It's not like it was like 43 or whatever, but you know, we all talked about how great it was to have all these top 100 picks. You gave one up to move up 3 spots to get this guy. I think he's a good player. I think this is a good pick for after you make the trade, but I don't think I would have made the trade. I'd have been happy to let between Chris Johnson, any of those other edge rushers, even McNeil Warren, like I would have been happy to let any of those guys fall to me at 30, and I would have made the pick, and I'd still have pick 90 in my pocket.
Yeah, what this says is they clearly liked him a lot more than like Colton Hood, than Avion, Terrell, Brandon Cecil. Like they clearly liked him much more than any of those guys. So that's what I get from this too, is they wanted him and they didn't want to risk whoever sliding in front of them to get him. So yeah, that's what kind of this says. Again, look, they're probably done for the night now.
Does seem that way. The Bills have now traded pick number 28 to the Patriots.
Oh, Bills.
So Patriots
draft picks.
So the Patriots are on the clock here at 28. I'm very curious to see if we're about to see a run on, you know, a couple more of these DBs here.
It's that or offensive lineman. Any offensive lineman not taken, you might get Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon could sneak in here, because we know what happened to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Their offensive line let them down. So
the Patriots took Caleb Lomu out of Utah.
Offensive lineman, not shocked.
Which tells me, look, they got Lomu. He's going to play on the left side. That means they're going to move Will Campbell.
Short arms. That's what everyone said about him last year. Short arms, can't play tackle. And now he's getting moved after 1 year, probably. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And so, but Caleb Lomu, not short arms, definitively like very much like a high ceiling pass protector, left tackle, like polished as a pass protector, will come out immediately, be good there. Question marks on like, you know, his run blocking a little bit, but Patriots didn't lose in the Super Bowl because they couldn't block for the run.
Right.
You lost because you couldn't protect your quarterback.
Yeah.
So now they're going to protect their quarterback. It makes a lot of sense. I think we're going to see. I mean, look, that's how many offensive linemen is that? I think Lomu probably 9 offensive linemen in the first round. You could potentially see, you know, you've got like the next 2 are like the guards, like Pregnon. and Basantis.
Yes. You could see both
those guys probably don't go in the first round.
Yeah,
but you never know.
Never know. Stranger things have happened.
I got to think the edges are coming off the board here, though.
If not, that's going to be the rush at the top of round 2 tomorrow. Everyone's going to be licking their chops for those edges. If most of them, which I think they will still be there. That's going to be the mad rush. When we're on here at 7:00 tomorrow night, waiting for pick 43, it's going to be edge. And that's probably, again, where Miami's probably going, I would guess. That, or once again, nose tackle, I would think it'd be one of the two. And I think once you get to round 3, now with only 3 picks in round 3, then 2 picks in round 4, and 3 picks in round 5, that's when they're going to probably take a couple receivers, if I had to guess.
I think it's interesting. Look, the Dolphins moved up from 30 to 27. They moved up from San Francisco's pick. The The Patriots just went offensive line. That's probably the way that they were going to go. I guess we don't really know. The Chiefs already traded up to take a corner. So, like, San Francisco doesn't need a corner. So, like, the only team that they would have been concerned about would have been either the Patriots taking Chris Johnson or somebody else trading up to that spot with San Francisco to take a corner. And when I'm looking at the player, like the teams on the board and what their needs are, like, who would have been that team to trade up? I don't think it would have been the Bills. The Seahawks are openly looking for more picks and looking to trade down. You think
they can't trade up.
You think somebody would have been trading up from the second round all the way up to 27 to get Chris Johnson?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think we could have stuck and pick him at 30.
It kind of feels like that.
Unless
but maybe John Eric Sullivan is a go and get your guys guy.
It seems. Here's what I take away from night one of John Eric Sullivan. One, he stayed true to everything he said. Number one.
I don't know about that.
Well, not everything. Close to everything he said, I would say. Like size, wants to build from the inside out, all this stuff. And but B, this guy, once again, he's what we all know. He kind of loves the draft. He's a draft guy. He likes lots of picks because he uses them as currency. Trade down, get more, trade up here. And I think when we get to tomorrow, now that he's got all these extra picks around 4 and 5, which he didn't have, even though he lost 1 and 3, he has more. He has 3 picks in round 5, 2 picks in round 4 now, 3 picks in round 3. He's going to use this as currency to slide up the draft board or slide down the draft board and just keep, making moves. So I'll say this: tomorrow, Friday night, we're on the clock. It starts at 7 o'clock. I'm not saying they'll trade up, but I mean they could. I'd be shocked if they're picking at 43, 75, 87, 94. I think 1 or 2 of those picks they're going to be moving up or down somewhere because this guy, the big takeaway is this guy loves the draft and he's going to move around whenever he can to get picks, and he'll give up picks if he gets more picks to just get what he wants. And I'll say this: I don't hate that aspect of this, and I don't even hate the picks. Look, I love the Chris Johnson pick. I'm not gonna lie. And the Proctor pick's kind of just a wait and see. But this guy had a plan. He came in with his plan, and
we've only seen the first part of it because, and I think that's important to remember,
exactly.
right?
This is only the first part. And again,
we
don't know.
You can't judge day 1 until days 2 and day 3 have also played out.
The only thing that we can definitively say is that
he
drafted with conviction.
He did.
He did not go with the consensus moves here. Proctor at 12. That's loving your guy and having conviction. Trading up from 30 to 27 to get Chris Johnson, trading what they traded to get him, that takes a lot of conviction. So I'm not saying that he's drafting the right players. We don't know. That's all going to be wait and see. But he certainly knew what he wanted to get, and he drafted with conviction.
Yeah, and again, as much as, and look, I know social media is a super toxic place, and I know everyone can pass himself off as an expert, and everyone, on my big board, who cares at your big board? You work at Valvoline during the day. Like, everyone's going to have those takes. It's like, here's the deal. As I said, I saw the clip today, and I'll probably share it. Chiefs fans booed the Pat Mahomes pick. Bills fans booed the Josh Allen pick. You had fans of the Vikings booed the pick of Justin Jefferson. We don't know. We have our thoughts. We have our educated opinions. At the end of the day, we don't know. And we're just doing best guesses here off the information we have. Maybe they talked to this guy. Maybe he said, look, I had some sort of medical condition. It's been fixed. Now the weight's going to come flying off. We don't know. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying we don't know. And I don't know. So let's see how it works out. Here's the deal. If Proctor comes in next year, and we're running the ball for 6 yards per carry because this guy's throwing people to his left and right like Fred Flintstone running to the time clock to punch out, no one's going to remember this night. No one's going to remember the bitching. Just like last year, Jonas Avainea. Everyone loved the pick. How did that turn out? Now here, let's hope it's reversed. Everyone hates this pick and he turns out good. We don't
Following
know.
up.
We don't know.
I mean, a lot of
So-
people hate. Like,
Hold on. I got a couple things here. First of all, the Chiefs have drafted Clemson defensive tackle Peter Woods at 29, and the Jets have traded up. They've traded up with San Francisco, so we're now on the clock at 30.
And they took Omar Cooper.
San Francisco, the Jets took Omar Cooper at
The
30?
Jets took Omar Cooper. So the Jets come
There it
out of this. The Jets come out of this with David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, and Omar Cooper.
I mean,
will
that's
say
a pretty good draft for the Jets.
the
on its
Jets
face.
offense, outside of quarterback, clearly, is set up for whoever they take in round 1 next year. They're going to have Wilson, Cooper, Mason Taylor, Kenyon Sadiq, Breece Hall, and they fixed their offensive line in the past 3 or 4 years. So Geno Smith will suck. They'll probably win 6-7 games. They'll probably pick 8th, but they got like 3 first-round picks next year, so they could trade up and get a quarterback. All depending, as long as the teams who finish 1, 2, 3 don't need quarterbacks and block them out. They're set up. They're a team with an offense that's just begging for a quarterback. Now the defense is a different story, but that offense ain't too freaking bad, as much as it pains me to say it.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the Jets probably should not have brought in Geno Smith because that's a team that, with the way their offense is built, like they need a quarterback so bad. Like that would be like, you know,
It ain't gonna be the next year though.
Yeah.
Arch Manning, Sellers, one of those guys.
right. It's just, you know,
More from Oregon.
like could they end up being a team that wins too many games to cost themselves that franchise quarterback? That's what I'm
I
saying.
just want
Like,
to point this out too. The Jets are not a concern. Randy, I love you. The Jets will have a better record than Miami this year. Just accept it.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
he's not wrong to say the Jets aren't a concern, because the concern is how bad are we going to be? Let's be honest.
Yeah, like they're gonna win 7, we'll win 4. So as a concern, no, but their roster is better than Miami's today, and it will be after this weekend too. That's just as much. Look, I don't get no joy in saying it, it's just true. We did get a super chat here from Patrick Mullen. I want to share. Hold on, where is it? Patrick Mullen, you can crash your car with conviction. Still ain't good. A lot of appeal to authority. Happens. Still love you guys.
yeah. No, I completely agree. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just look. I can't be negative all the time. Like,
No.
I don't like the pick at 12. Clearly, I don't like the pick at 12. But at the same time, like, we don't know if it's going to work out or not.
Right.
And what I like is he's got his guys and he's going to go for him. I would still look at this. I would look at this draft and I'd look at it really objectively, and I would say, look, you're being judged on this now. Like, if this pick blows up in your face, like, it's a really bad look for your start here. Like, a couple months ago, when they went out and they signed Malik Willis, I even said, like, this is a situation. I wouldn't have made this move. This is not where I would have, made my move to say this is the big move that I'm making as the GM, is bringing in Malik Willis. Now this is not the move that I would have made as GM to draft Kalen Proctor at number 12. But we're going to see how it's going to play out. The one thing that I'll say, no matter what, you can't look at this draft and say, like, right now, I absolutely love this pick. This guy's going to be amazing. They crushed it. We got our franchise right tackle. The same way you can't say this guy's going to be an absolute bust. This is a terrible pick. Like, fire JES now. Like, if you're in either of those camps at this moment, you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a good
look,
way to
here's the
put it.
deal. Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. Here's the deal. Everyone says, don't know about a draft, got to wait 3 years. And those same people say, this draft sucks. Like, you can't have it both ways, folks. You can't.
Yeah. I will say, like, in general, if you would have told me going into this draft that the Dolphins would have had pick 11, had Caleb Downs and Ruben Bain on the board and Olavide Ioane, traded down from 11 to 12, picked up 2 fifth-round picks, and then drafted Kalen Proctor, I'd have been mad. And then if you would have told me in addition to that, the Dolphins traded up from 30 to 27 and gave up pick 90 to move back into the 130s to draft Chris Johnson when TJ Parker was still on the board and Keldrick Falk was still on the board and Zion Young was still on the board and Colton Hood was still on the board and Emmanuel McNeil Warren was still on the board. I wouldn't have liked that either. So like, I'm not really on board with anything that he's done in this first day of the draft. I'm not a fan of it. I'm going to let that be known. But at the same time, whether I like it or not does not mean that it's going to, not pan out for them. But I got to have an opinion. I don't like the way that he handled this first day of the draft.
No, not at all. I mean, yeah.
So Tennessee traded back into the first round. Buffalo trades back again. So the Bills trade 31, 69, and 165 to the Titans for pick 35, 66, and 100.
So what do the Bills have right now?
A lot of picks.
And
Yeah,
the Titans
from
the Titans are drafting Keldrick Falk.
And they're pairing him with who'd they take? Arvell Reese? No, Carnell Tate. Oh, so they got their defensive player here. They got their edge. They got Carnell Tate. But pretty good. I mean, Titans like their guys. I think they had a pretty good day one.
So yeah, and now Seattle at 32. This is an interesting pick here to see what the Seahawks are going to do if they do something and we don't have another trade in the final pick. But
I think
it
you got to
does
have somebody trading up.
It does feel very much like this is like the night is done for the Dolphins here, right?
Oh, there's no way that they're trading.
There's no way trade up again. No way, because he wants a lot. Like he's going to come out of this thing with 11 or 12 picks when it's all said and done. There's no way he's going to. I mean, I do think tomorrow if he traded up from 43 to like 38 or something, I could see that happening. But when it's all said and done, he's coming out of this thing with close to 12 picks. So he ain't going to make too many big trades.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's old news. I thought I was seeing something new. I was not.
Keldrick Falk went to the Titans at 31.
Yeah. Keldrick Falk. So
Titans come out with a nice little. Titans get Tate and Falk. That's not a bad little 1-2 punch for them tonight.
No,
I love it. I considering the defenders that they passed up on at 4, where they could have had Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles, and instead they decided to go wide receiver there to still get Falk down here. I think is a pretty nice
little split of a steal. Let's be honest. Yeah.
What did they give up in that trade?
I have no idea what the trades. I can't keep up with that.
Which trade?
Tennessee trading up with Buffalo. What was that trade? And you just had it.
Yeah, Tennessee got pick 31 and 69, 31, 69 and 165 from Buffalo for 35, 66 and 101.
Wow. So they
move up 4 spots here, move down 3 spots in round 3,
and then move down
and
like
then
a bunch
up,
of spots.
Yeah. And then down from 101 to 165.
I mean, to get your guy in the first round, I love them. I mean, they didn't really give up a whole lot. I mean, I guess 101 is like a late, like right at the end of it's like a 3rd round compensatory pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and there it is.
Very early 4th.
Final pick of the night. The Seahawks take Notre Dame running back Jadarian Price to finish the round.
Wow, 2 Notre Dame running backs in round 1.
How about that?
That's like when like when Auburn had Ronnie Brown and Carnell Tate, but that was the top of round 1. They had one at the top, one at the bottom here. These guys
could have been Aaron Rodgers.
That's round 1. Round 1 of the draft.
Well, could have been a Hall of Fame quarterback. Yeah.
I would have even taken Alex Smith, or no, Alex Smith went 1. Yeah, so he would have been 1. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? Well, let's hope we're not looking back in 20 years at this draft like we did to that one. Just
Mike, we got them two fifth-round picks right now. They're looking
fifth-round
pretty
picks,
good.
baby.
Looking better than Caleb Downs or Reuben Bain.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was night one. We'll be back tomorrow night with rounds 2 and 3. That should go really quick because it's even less time than 8 minutes. And once Tom Ernest gets home in a few minutes, me and him will be live here recording the audio portion, and we'll just air it live here. Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So so myself and Tom would probably 15, 20 minutes. And then tomorrow night at 7, we'll give away the Achan autograph. We'll give away the Landry autograph, and we'll give away the other one I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Aaron the Brain autograph.
Zach Thomas. Oh my God, Zach Thomas. I forgot Zach Thomas. So we already we gave away Chop. We gave away Hill tonight. Tomorrow we'll give away the other 3. And I think I got everyone's address. I think he sent it to me, Alex. Let me check here, make sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Alex sent it to me. And I know Mr. McDolphin, I know he sent it to me, and I know how to reach him. So thank you, everyone, tonight who tuned in. This was a lot of people watched. We had a lot of people. This was a lot of fun, too. And it went quick. I mean, it's only 11 o'clock. They started at 8, 3 hours. Again, I know.
Drink 1 THC root beer.
We got to save some for tomorrow.
That's right.
I know not everyone's going to love the picks. Tomorrow. Oh, that too. Hit the ball in the middle when you swing. But I know everyone's not going to be happy with the picks, but let's be honest. No one ever is. No one ever. There's that. Everyone, people are going to go. It is what it is. We got all off season to talk about it. We'll see what happens in September. Thank you for Phil Montgomery. Thanks for the great show, guys. Let's hope Medea can develop into a good player. I'll say this: the comedy's on point, Medea. The comedy's on point with the picks. Thank you,
I'll say this just as we're getting close to the end of the shot. I want to give another shout out to Dolphins Talk Extra, where we're going to be talking about this on bonus podcasts next weekend. Like we got you covered here on the main channel, extra stuff over there, talking even more about it. We're going to have coverage of it all off season long. Lots of other bonus stuff, access to the Discord, interactive shows, all kinds of stuff. It's basically just like this, except you're on with us. So that's coming. If that's over there for you at Dolphins Talk Extra, patreon.com/Dolphins.
Oh, people are saying I missed a bunch of super chats. I think when we hit on Josh Moser, I did. So let me get to him. Carlos, we love Carlos. I'm very confused. T. Louie with another great one. The Miami Dolphins traded a 7th round pick to the Patriots for Diana Rossini's phone number. I hear she's recently become available. I think those are the only ones. I don't know if we got this one from Patrick. Good to see Josh high. Bad to see John Eric Sullivan high. Don't want to hear. Give it a chance, guys. Bad pick. A 2nd round tackle who really gets a grade of 12 every podcast. I don't know if every podcast is going to positivity pump this. Honestly, if you're on social media, I've seen podcast guys saying that the team broke them and this isn't their, and they hate this. Well, the new guy likes the Alabama players too. This pick makes no damn sense. Yeah, and again, we're not sitting here defending the pick. We're just saying this is a new GM, and he has no track record. It's a blank slate, folks.
The thing is like you can't defend the pick. Like whatever, the pick is the pick, but the fact is the pick is made. The player's on the team now, so it's like yeah, we could bitch about it. We could absolutely bitch about it. But at the end of the day, we could bitch till we're blue in the face. This guy's going to be on the roster for the next 4 or 5 years.
You better hope he's good. You better hope he's
so
good.
Like we're at this point, the focus needs to turn into, all right, where's he going to play? What's the plan? What's the rest of the plan for guys not named Kalen Perrott?
Right.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can't there's only so many times we could say, yeah, I wouldn't have made that pick.
Yeah, I mean, look, and again, here's one thing, and I understand no one wants to give anyone the benefit of the doubt these days. It's everything's great or it sucks. There's no middle ground. This guy's coming from the Packers. They had a lot of good drafts. And until, look, at the end of the year, if all these guys turn out to be bust, yeah, we're going to sit here and say, this guy's an idiot. You don't know what he's doing. But it's April 23rd. It hasn't happened yet. They picked the guys just now. We got to give him a little benefit of the doubt. You can't say it's going to fail before it actually fails. If it fails, then we'll say it fails. It's not like you can't, and I know this fan base is scarred. It's been damaged. It's been broken from Ireland to Hickey to Greer. And I know fans don't want to hear it. And I know fans don't have the patience for it. But you can't put the sins of the past 25 years on these guys. They weren't here for it. They don't know nothing about it. They don't care about it. These guys are coming in with their plan and their system and how they do business, which is very similar to what the Packers did. And what the Packers have done for the past 25 years is win the NFC North a lot, go to the playoffs a lot, win playoff games a lot, play in the NFC title game a lot. And John Eric Sullivan was there for like 30 years of it. Okay? So again, I don't know. I'm telling you I don't know. We're all telling you we don't know. But you got to give them – you can't say everything sucks 5 minutes after the pick's made. That's not fair.
And if you want to sit and yell and piss and moan and be upset about it, you're doing the exact – I mean, obviously go ahead and do that. But just understand, like, one of the biggest things that I said going in is whether you love the pick or you hate the pick is the pick, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's no guarantee that if it's a player that you specifically love, that player is going to be great. And there's no guarantee that the player that you don't like is going to be terrible. It is what it is. And I've been saying this since before the draft started. So it's not like just a reaction to this pick. I'm not trying to positivity spin anything.
No,
I'm just saying
we don't
don't know what we don't know.
I'll give you one guarantee. The honeymoon is over.
Oh, yeah.
The media doesn't like this pick. The fan base doesn't like this pick. Like, the honeymoon is over. There's going to be a lot of tough questions, and people are going to be looking at this and scrutinizing this pick. If he goes out there and he picks Reuben Bain or he picks Caleb Downs,
he's got a honeymoon.
Yeah, the honeymoon is still on. But now, forget about it. And then you roll that in with trading up, 3 picks to move down 40 out of the top 100. You like your player, but like, the tough questions are going to be like, fair criticism is going to be out there. The honeymoon period is over.
Yeah.
So there it is.
We've said it all. We've said it all for tonight.
Thanks
We
for
will be
hanging out,
back.
everybody.
Here's another super chat. I just want to pick ahead of the Jets in the first round next year. I don't think that's going to be an issue, folks. I don't think it's going to be an issue.
What other first round picks do the Jets have? Whose picks do they have?
They got Indianapolis's and the Cowboys, I think.
Okay, so.
And they got their own. And like I said, 2 things can be true. The Dolphins aren't going to be trying to tank. That doesn't mean they're going to win a lot of games. It's going to be a lot of rookies, a lot of second-year players on that field, surrounded by Achane, Sealer, who'll probably get traded in November anyways, and Jordan Brooks and Aaron Brewer. Like, they don't have a lot of veterans. They just don't. It's a young team with a young quarterback who doesn't have a lot of experience. Some people like Will, some people don't. He's only got 6 starts. I don't care if you like him or hate him. He's got 6 starts. So there's a bit of a roll of the dice there. No one really knows. It's a bit of a roll of the dice. But this team can try its hardest. Here's what you want to see next year. Try its hardest. Don't get blown out. Win if you can. But just don't get blown out. Like, if they're losing every week 35-10, that's a problem. If they're losing every week 27-21, 27-17, okay, they're putting up a fight. They're trying hard. They just don't have the talent yet, or it's too young. We're waiting for it to mature. Like, that's fine. And I think hopefully, that's my hope. We're in these games, competitive, win a couple, probably lose more than you win, but that's a good sign we're moving in the right direction. If we're losing 35-10 every week, that's a red flag. But let's hope. Look, that's a long way away. Yeah, it's a long way away.
We got all summer to talk about that.
Yeah. It's
Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned for Mike and Tom
shortly.
Talk trash
Tom
about
gets
the draft.
Tom's gonna be fired up, folks. I'll tell you right now.
And we'll Aaron and I will be back in your ears at some point soon.
I will say this. Our first round pick sounds like a law firm, Procter & Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I'm just typing some up, Procter & Johnson.
Jokes write themselves right there.
Sounds like a law firm, Procter & Johnson.
It sounds like a combination of Procter & Gamble and Johnson & Johnson.
Exactly.
Well, there was a merger, I believe.
Yeah.
So
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. We'll be back tomorrow night. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. 7 o'clock tomorrow. 3 more prizes to give away. Tomorrow we'll be joined by Big E, Ian Berger. Marisa might pop back on. Who knows? And who knows who's going to pop on, come on, and be on with us. I'm working on a few things. It might just be us again. And even if it is just us, that's okay. Because you love us. Admit it. You love us.
that's
All right,
right.
folks. Everyone have a good night. We'll talk to you again after a while. You guys want to hit the gimmicks? Go, Josh.
Yeah. Go Dolphins!
Non sequitur?
The honeymoon is over.